What's good, United States of America and all of the world? What's good? This video is the Awakening 3.0. Okay, I've already posted 1 and 2. If you haven't already watched them, go wake up, watch that. You're being deceived. The world is a lie. And yeah, all credit to everybody in this video. Okay, I haven't put them in the link in the description, but yeah, I might. I don't know. All credit to them, though, because honestly, I'm just putting together this. So wait until I get big, bro. Wait until you see what I put together. Big things are coming, brother. Big things are coming. Oh, yeah, like crazy things. Like next video after this one, I know I've said it before in the last one when I was making old videos. Right, that was all my old videos, and as you can see from old videos to all the present videos I have now, you can see the change in me. Okay, so that's the whole point of posting the old videos. Now it is September 1st, 2025. Things have went down, and I have like 4 or 5 other videos coming up. I'm sorry, I still haven't posted the Christian versus Mormon video. I am working on it. It's a lot of work, okay? So, yeah, y'all stay tuned because that one's next. And then after that one, you know, something's happening with TikTok, September 17th-ish. So, yeah, Meta might be taking over. So after that one, I got another big one planned, and then another big one planned, and then another big one planned. Oh, yeah, no, it's crazy. So we're talking like Christian Avengers. We're talking like the rare save file from my Pokemon. We're talking TikTok Hope Core and a few other videos I've written down to, yeah, pursue this. Yeah, big things are coming, but yeah, this is the Awakening 3.0. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. Subscribe. Thank you for all these other people because honestly, you're waking up the world, okay? And I am too, so I'm putting it all together. All credit goes to you guys, okay? So whoever's video is in here, right? I put 100 clips. So yeah, whoever's video is in here, thank you. I really appreciate it. You're waking up the world, and I got big projects coming soon. So yeah, stay tuned. I love you guys. Freaking like the video because you're gonna freaking wake up. And yeah, subscribe because honestly, bro, if you don't subscribe, you're gonna be missing out on some huge things that honestly you can partake in, okay? And wake up in and grow in. And so yeah, God bless. Wait, I gotta do the handshake thing. All right, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. Peace.
Every moment is infinitely complex. They have access to infinite time and space, but they're not bound by anything.
They constructed this 3-dimensional space inside their 5-dimensional reality to allow you to understand it. You've seen that time is represented here as a physical dimension.
operate my own gas station that makes fuel from plastic waste.
Struck. TikTok will no longer be on our phones from September of this year through March of 2026. They're going to be replacing it with a new version of the American TikTok app, and it's going to be called M. M is short for Meta. Oracle and a few other billionaires will be the new owners of TikTok. Here are the two things that is going to be coming along with that. You will no longer be able to see what's going on in the rest of the world because it destroys the government's narrative. And the U.S. government will now have full access to all of your data on TikTok, which is, if it's 130 million of us users here in the United States, that's a $3 billion a year sale of your data. That's what it's all about. Controlling the narrative for world views and your data. Don't get it twisted. It has nothing to do with national security. It has nothing to do with anything more than controlling the money and controlling the narrative.
Watch this. They've been telling you to your face. You just think it's entertainment. This is how they taught you. This is how they teaching your children.
I'll show you some technique. Did you see that? My rock almost made it to the edge of the world.
The edge of what now?
The edge of the world, yo. Where the planet drops off.
Drops off? Wait, Beast Boy, you don't believe the Earth is round?
Mm-hmm. That's right. The Earth ain't round. It's a big old pancake. Your laughter only makes my belief stronger.
When did you become so dumb?
I ain't dumb. I'm a free thinker.
If you believe the Earth is a pancake, then what about the thousands of photos that clearly shows the Earth is round, like a basketball?
National security. Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Why? Because you're over top of ocean.
Don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Yeah, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture. Watch the picture.
I know that they've airbrushed some stuff.
It's not airbrushed. This is us in our front yard on a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you.
They's all fake.
Okay, if the Earth is a pancake, then how do we get both day and night?
Because the sun is like a spotlight, and it moves around shining on one place at a time.
Hallelujah scriptures. Enoch, Hanok in Hebrew. Chapter 72 talks about astronomy. The sun has its rising in the east portals of the Shaim heavens, and it's going down in the west portals of the Shaim. Again, heavens. For sake of time, I'd encourage everyone If you really want to understand, scriptures say to study yourself to be approved, correct?
So you should go study chapter 72 to see everything it says on how the sun operates, according to Yahuwah.
Chapter 73
explains the moon.
And after this law, I saw another law dealing with the smaller light, which is named the moon.
For the sake of time, I would encourage you to go study that chapter.
Okay, crazy.
But if the Earth is a pancake, why does not the water spill off the edges?
Yeah, water would spill right off into space.
Ha ha ha! Explain that, Mr. Pancake Earth!
2 words. Butter wall.
Butterwall? Seriously? A butter wall?
That's what I said, fool! There's a big old butter wall, and it circles the entire pancake Earth.
I'm gonna switch it up for you to show you these books are saying the same thing.
King James, Genesis, and Yahuwah, not G-O-D, said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Yahuwah, not G-O-D, made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And Yahuwah, not G-O-D, called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day."
This is Genesis chapter 1. Genesis and all the scriptures explain this. Yahuwah created a flat earth and a dome called the firmament. Another word for it is expanse. He says that there's water above it and under it. And that's why when you look up, the sky looks blue. If you study further in Genesis, it says, the sun and the moon are under the firmament with the stars. Yahuwah never mentioned planets, but he did say that you will be worshiping other gods. And it's interesting that all the planets are named after Greek gods. Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Did you know that JC's name means Jupiter in Latin?
The god we call Zeus in antiquity was called Zeus, but only in the nominative case, and a version of Dios in the genitive, dative, and accusative forms. In Latin, his name was Jupiter.
Man taught you planets. Your creator's like, what is that? Yahuwah, so when United States said they landed on the moon, that means they snitched on themselves, right? And Elon Musk with the Mars rover stuff. Any of the countries, corporations, or anybody who says they've done anything in space with these planets and stuff, they're literally telling you, we're lying to you and we're with the enemy. They're clearly identifying themselves right in front of your face. But you're studying. You already know this, right?
The butter wall keeps the water in.
Aha! Now you're catching on. You're beginning to see how reality really be.
This whole pancake Earth thing is just a fake, like the abominable snowman or global warming.
Robin must be right. There's no way they're gonna accidentally document this right in front of our faces and we won't even see it.
Encyclopedia Britannica's in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. And we're gonna flip to the Antarctica, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says is there. Now, you won't find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says, the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. I'm going to zoom it in for you. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, let me show you with an image of what a flat earth map would look like. Now, this is what a latitude 80 degrees south would look like on a flat earth map. As you can see, the dome comes down closer to you over the wall, which will be about 13,000 feet. Now, if you go back out into the center of the earth, or the North Pole, and try to go up to the firmament with a little bit of calculation, it's going to show that it's about 385,500 feet away. It's really, really simple, folks. Now, if you're not familiar with any of this at all, and you're just now new to all this, You could say, well, this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat Earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there and it gives you the exact height at a certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica, and NASA came in and erased everything just like they're erasing everything today. So again, ask yourself, if all this existed before 1958, why doesn't it exist now? How come it all of a sudden was erased and just disappeared out of your history books, out of your encyclopedias, out of your libraries? Wake up, people. Wake up.
Watch this. They've been telling you to your face. You just think it's entertainment. This is how they taught you. This is how they teaching your children.
I'll show you some technique. Did you see that? My rock almost made it to the edge of the world.
The edge of what now?
The edge of the world, yo. Where the planet drops off.
Drops off? Wait, Beast Boy, you don't believe the Earth is round?
Mm-hmm. That's right. The Earth ain't round. It's a big old pancake. Your laughter only makes my belief stronger.
When did you become so dumb?
I ain't dumb. I'm a free thinker.
If you believe the Earth is a pancake, then what about the thousands of photos that clearly shows the Earth is round, like a basketball?
National security. Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Why? Because you're over top of ocean.
Don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Yeah, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture. Watch the picture.
I know
Watch
that they've airbrushed some stuff.
It's not
out.
airbrushed. This is us in our front yard on a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you.
They's all fake.
Okay, if the Earth is a pancake, then how do we get both day and night?
Because the sun is like a spotlight, and it moves around shining on one place at a time.
Hallelujah Scriptures. Enoch, Hanak in Hebrew. Chapter 72 talks about astronomy. The sun has its rising in the east portals of the Shaim, heavens, and its going down in the west portals of the Shaim. Again, heavens. For sake of time, I'd encourage everyone, if you really want to understand, scriptures say to study yourself to be approved, correct?
So you should go study chapter 72 to see everything it says on how the sun operates according to Yahuwah.
Chapter 73
explains the moon.
And after this law, I saw another law dealing with the smaller light, which is named the moon.
For the sake of time, I would encourage you to go study that chapter.
Okay, crazy.
But if the Earth is a pancake, why does not the water spill off the edges?
Yeah, water would spill right off into space.
Ha ha ha! Explain that, Mr. Pancaked Earth!
2 words. Butter wall.
Butterwall? Seriously? A butter wall?
That's what I said, fool! There's a big old butter wall, and it circles the entire pancake Earth.
I'm gonna switch it up for you to show you these books are saying the same thing.
King James, Genesis, and Yahuwah, not G-O-D, said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Yahuwah, not G-O-D, made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And Yahuwah, not G-O-D, called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day."
This is Genesis chapter 1. Genesis and all the scriptures explain this. Yahuwah created a flat earth and a dome called the firmament. Another word for it is expanse. He says that there's water above it and under it. And that's why when you look up, the sky looks blue. If you study further in Genesis, it says, the sun and the moon are under the firmament with the stars. Yahuwah never mentioned planets, but he did say that you will be worshiping other gods. And it's interesting that all the planets are named after Greek gods. Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Did you know that JC's name means Jupiter in Latin?
The god we call Zeus in antiquity was called Zeus, but only in the nominative case, and a version of Dios in the genitive, dative, and accusative forms. In Latin, his name was Jupiter.
Man talk to planets. Your creator's like, what is that? Yahuwah, so when United States said they landed on the moon, that means they snitched on themselves, right? And Elon Musk with the Mars rover stuff. Any of the countries, corporations, or anybody who says they've done anything in space with these planets and stuff, they're literally telling you, we're lying to you and we're with the enemy. They're clearly identifying themselves right in front of your face. But you're studying. You already know this, right?
The butterwall keeps the water in.
Aha! Now you're catching on. You're beginning to see how reality really be.
This whole pancake Earth thing is just a fake, like the abominable snowman or global warming.
Robin must be right. There's no way they're gonna accidentally document this right in front of our faces and we won't even see it.
Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. And we're going to flip to the Antarctica, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says is there. Now, you won't find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says, the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. I'm going to zoom it in for you. When they returned to New Zealand, these flights proved the inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east. Now, if this doesn't make sense to you, let me show you with an image of what a flat earth map would look like. Now, this is what a latitude 80 degrees south would look like on a flat earth map. As you can see, the dome comes down closer to you over the wall, which will be about 13,000 feet. Now, if you go back out into the center of the earth, or the North Pole, and try to go up to the firmament with a little bit of calculation, it's going to show that it's about 385,500 feet away. It's really, really simple, folks. Now, if you're not familiar with any of this at all, and you're just now new to all this, you can say, well, this guy is crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there, and it gives you the exact height at the certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica, and NASA came in and erased everything, just like they're erasing everything today. So again, ask yourself, if all this existed before 1958, why doesn't it exist now? How come it all of a sudden was erased and just disappeared out of your history books, out of your encyclopedias, out of your libraries? Wake up, people. Wake up.
Because this shit runs the dome. This world runs our dome. We're in the very center of this dome.
Yep.
There's a valve at the North Pole, which isn't the North Pole.
Right.
That's where the tree of life used to come out and spread all the way up to this dome.
Mm-hmm.
And that tree of life linked your brain and your pineal gland to the ether.
Okay.
And I can talk to you wherever you were under that second dome.
Okay.
Okay. And if you're at a different dimension and frequency, and you raise yourself up,
yep,
you can then travel outside of here.
Damn.
Okay?
To the ice ring and everything?
To anything, anywhere. Once we leave this dome and go back here, we all have to heal. Okay? And once you've healed, then you go back to your original land, wherever it was. I'm a Palladian, which is right here, Palladia.
Right.
Okay, that's what I believe that I was told that.
What about this bridge? Look at that.
Oh, there's so much on this. There's so many bridges, and there's portals here. There's 4 portals on our ring to get us out, but you're not allowed to go past the 60-degree mark.
But the second dome looks hard to penetrate. Is there a breakthrough?
No. The dome, when you're above 3D, you can travel. We travel underwater everywhere throughout all of these.
So we can go under this ice.
All of this, you can go under all. We can't because we don't even fucking know about it.
No, right?
Right, and we are learning.
Did you know that there's fluoride in the water that the government uses to control our minds? I forgot. Nobody cares about the end of the world.
Been a pilot for 43 years. Wow. What shape is the planet? Flat. We're supposed to keep it a secret.
Have you been flying for?
Like for Delta, 21 years, but maybe like 30 something.
I want to know, because they say the pilots know a lot. Do you think the Earth is flat or no?
I know it's flat.
You know it's flat? How long have you been flying for, you said?
Over 30 years.
And when you tell people that, do they think you're like crazy or no?
Only one person.
Only one person?
Yeah, we're recording it.
Fucking niggas up. How you gonna tell me the Earth is flat when you can't go under that bitch? So if I go under that bitch, what it is? Nothing?
No, we go under and it's on the other side. It's circular, bro.
But then how does it's a flat drop and then we go under?
No, it's not a flat drop. Whatever we think is on the top is is like on the bottom type shit. So like, when you go, think about it. Look, no, real shit. Peep this, bro. When you go from LA and you go to Hawaii, why if I go the other way from New York to Hawaii, if I'm not going towards LA, I go all the way around.
All right, this is how I'm finna fuck you up. If I fly from London to LA, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go straight, like the Globe say. I'm gonna go round and it's gonna be quicker. Because the Earth is round, right? So if you go this way, it's quicker than going straight this way because you gotta go around. You get what I'm saying?
But no, that's a fact. But I also said the world
You get
is
what
round.
I'm saying, bro? Like, if you look at the flight, like if you get on a flight from international...
They're putting the truth in front of our eyes. Does anybody not remember the movie Chicken Little? Stay with me. Here we go. Chicken Little, 2005. I was 5 years old. Oh, what did we trip on? What is that? Wow, looks familiar, doesn't it? Hexagon. Wait. Bam! What about that? Wait, there's more. Watch. Okay. It's making it seem like it's copying. Weird, right? Just wait. He's gonna put it on the sky. Watch. They're telling us the truth in plain sight. Bam! There it is. Truth in plain sight.
This is real. Do you see? They want to keep you in here so they're lying to you. It's green out there. There's green trees. There's blue skies. They're keeping us here. This display is a lie. They think they want us to... No.
I've known several patients who have had breakdowns.
I'm not having a breakdown. I want to go out. Listen, they have the ability to change what we see on the screens. What's that? Right there. The last two people who cleaned. Maybe that's not what it is. If it's just what the computer wants you to see. Why do people clean?
To get the dust and grime off the sensor so we can see.
You know, when I get out there, if that's what it's really like, I won't clean. But if I'm right, pull out my rule and I'll start to clean. And you'll know.
You were right. They have to see.
Wait till you hear what Mr. Beast just said about Antarctica and the ice wall on Aiden Ross's live stream. I want you to pay attention to his body language as well, guys.
Wait, have you ever been to Antarctica? Yeah. Do you believe in the ice wall?
Yeah, I saw the ice wall.
Well,
Yeah, he saw it too.
I can't say on stream. No way, but we'll talk about it later. Let's just say you always need someone with you when you're in Antarctica.
See how he tightened up and got all nervous and then went on to say that he can't talk about what he saw on live stream. Now, why is that? Don't you find it interesting that for the first time in recorded history, every single nation in the world came together, put aside their differences, and agreed upon one thing? They agreed that Antarctica would mark the only global treaty that's ever been done. A place of peace where there's no borders, just mystery. And if you try to go independently explore Antarctica, you'll be met with military. So what is it that they're hiding? I'm going to show you a clip of the last man that explored Antarctica and what he had to say about this place.
Explored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from Middle America.
But we claimed that there was more lands beyond the South Pole. Well, what's interesting about this is when we look at old maps, they always depict more lands beyond Antarctica. Antarctica is not what you've been told. It's a 360-degree ice wall that encompasses our stationary Earth. It contains the oceans. Because water needs a container, it is an ice wall, just like they mentioned in the stream. And this is what that ice wall looks like. And many people, just like myself and Mr. Beast, obviously know that there are lands beyond. That's why there's a treaty here. They don't want us discovering it. They want us staying in this literal matrix here they trap us in. This is the United Nations logo. This is a flat Earth map with Antarctica around us, encompassing our stationary Earth. There's also 33 individual sections to this logo, guys, marking 33 degrees of Freemasonry. The United Nations are full of 33rd degree Freemasons, all deceiving humanity, and they put it right in your face. You don't get to the level of fame that Mr. Beast does unless you're, with him. And I'll leave you guys with this. This is a map that hangs inside of the United Nations headquarters. Have a look at this, guys. Have a look at the lands beyond. The truth is always in plain sight. Peace. Wait till you hear what Mr. Beast just said.
Oh my, Aiden.
Okay, so hold on. Can I ask you a
Your
question?
IQ is losing 5 points
That's
every
fine.
every
I
minute.
don't
You're talking about
care.
this. Let's go. Say it.
With the technology we have nowadays, why is nobody taking pictures with their iPhones and shit? I'm sorry. I'm
iPhone
saying.
where?
In the space. Why not?
Who's going to space it?
Exactly. Astronauts take pictures and selfies with their fucking iPhones. FaceTime.
Stop playing around, Aiden Ross. You play too much.
He's a reptile. What do they call the reptile? Bro. Hey, for real. We just spent the last 17 hours together. You're no, you can't say that.
Stop playing.
No, we're gonna address that after.
Stop.
We're not.
Aiden Ross is a funny guy saying stuff like that. But Mr. Beast didn't think that was funny at all. He said he wanted to talk to you after the stream. Obviously, Aiden Ross is just playing around. I don't understand what the big deal is. Calling him a robot. No, he's not, bro. Mr. Beast is an amazing person, and he's done a lot of good things for everybody. We all know Aiden Ross. We all know that he likes to play around a lot. But Mr. Beast wasn't playing at all. They're just having a good time cracking jokes. You know how they do streaming. Come on. But I still don't understand why Mr. Beast would get so upset. It's just a joke, Mr. Beast. Come on now. Not on stream, Aiden Ross. You can't say stuff like that. Come on. Everything is not a joke. Mr. Beast didn't think it was a joke either. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Aiden Ross, stop playing around, bro. You play too much. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
Let's do some math right here, boys. That 15 grand I just got us, does that even make a dent? What percentage 15 grand of 8 million? Someone do, hey, Luke, can you do the math? What percent of $8 million is $15,000?
No idea.
That was 0.001%.
Bro, the vibe.
What was it? We got some 25K donors we need.
Paid 25K for a call. Let's see what they say. Hello?
Yo. Wait, you guys donated 25 bands?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Can you go live and tell people to donate to our Tiltify link so we can go to bed at some point?
Bro, Mr. Beast. Bro, I paid 25K for a call, bro. Like, can I get some energy in this room? What are we doing, bro?
Get some energy.
Yeah, what?
Energy. What some energy? Like, you guys are asleep or something.
I mean, I get I didn't move. We didn't move the bar that much, but like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're.
Should we give him a tour of the crib?
50K. 50K? You want more money than 25 G's? We just want to show you a tour of the crib. What's going on? Can't show a tour of my crib? It's 25. Oh, you're kidding?
Hey, Aiden
Are
said
you, though?
another 25 G's and we'll do a tour.
He said it, not me. Yeah, they're not joking.
No, stop.
I'm not
Stop.
gonna show. Oh, wait. Yeah, start making fun of us on their phone. Yeah. We just want 25,000 more for the tour. All right, I'm sorry, but like, come on.
Something like
want some advice on streaming?
Get to know each other and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, keep laughing at your phone,
just
Aiden. Keep
send that
laughing. Yeah,
25K
keep
through and
laughing,
then we'll
bro.
just leave it. Hey, when the 25 bands comes through, we'll call back.
Wow. So Mr. Beast hangs up on the phone call. So never pay for a phone call. 25 G's making fun of us on the phone. And XQC was the only nice one. And then he hangs up and says, yo, donate us 25 more. I mean, I understand there's bigger spenders, but at least give us the time of the day.
Guys, I think the American conspiracy theories might have been right. I'm on a boat in the Arctic heading towards the North Pole. And I gotta show you what I'm looking at. My room has a balcony and I decided to take a quick look because I felt like the ship was stopping. Guys, I think we made it to the ice wall. The roller coaster of emotions I'm feeling right now. Look at this. It goes on forever. It doesn't stop. And the ship, I mean, we're stopped. We can't go forward. People forever have been telling me, show me a picture of the ice wall. And I'm always like, yeah, what are you talking about? This is it. If you are someone or know someone who believed in the ice wall, send them this. I'm reporting back. It's here. This is the end of the world.
The entire world is a lie. And most people, too deep in the program to even notice. You see, 90% of the population are sleepwalking. Their eyes are open, but their minds are caged. Then there's 5%, the ones who noticed something was wrong, trying to wake everyone up. But there's a problem. That 1% at the top, the puppet masters, they don't want the sleepers to wake. So they fund the other 4%. The gatekeepers, the trolls, the so-called fact-checkers, who are trained to attack, silence, and mock the 5% truth-tellers. It's a war, but it's not fought with guns. It's fought with ideas, algorithms, and fear. And the saddest part, the 90% defend their chains. They laugh at the ones trying to free them. They fight to protect the very prison that keeps them small. So if you feel like you're losing friends, if you feel like no one gets it, you're not crazy. You're just awake, and that's what scares them the most.
CIA literally ran mind control experiments called MKUltra. It's not just a theory, it's declassified. There's hidden civilizations beyond Antarctica. We sunk the Titanic in order to create the Federal Reserve. Operation Mockingbird changed journalism forever. The media is not just news, it's narrative. Our presidents are just puppets. We are in the middle of a spiritual war consisting of soul-level warfare and energy manipulation. The Matrix was a documentary, and we're living in the Truman Show. Who said that?
The CIA ran a bunch of experiments and research on marine mammal consciousness and its potential for human connection right before they made it illegal to deliberately communicate with any kind of marine mammal life under the MMPA. And this is because the CIA is hiding the fact that there are aliens at the bottom of the ocean, and the dolphins that aren't able to be brainwashed the same way that humans are would definitely expose this secret to us. Who said that?
Look, what is cancer exactly? It's an attack by a parasite, an unusual parasite, which attempts to reproduce its intermediate stages in you. I have to somehow get the word out to the people who are suffering that there is a cure and that it isn't expensive. They can do it themselves and they can be successful. Herbs. Yeah. That kill them all, whether it's the eggs or the redia or the cercaria or myricidia.
These are all the stages.
These are all the complicated little stages, are a wormwood combination, a ground clove, and the third herb is an extract of the green hull of the black walnut tree. You have to use them together because you have to kill everything at once. Otherwise, one thing turns into the next.
Right, right. How long? How long do you have to take this?
5 days or 6 days.
That's it?
That's it.
And what happened? The parasites are...
Yes. All the parasitic stages are gone. Now you might think, well, the cancer still goes on, but it doesn't. That was the amazing thing. The good news is that when you kill them, all that growth factor is removed. That excess growth factor is immediately removed. And the cancer stops.
Right under our noses, they did a live child auction at the 2014 Oscars, and then we all laughed.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you?
And then she says hello to Jeffrey Epstein at the beginning.
How's everybody doing? Good? Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that, because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison? Yes? Yes? Mark? All right. Too large? What do you think? I'm going to order some pizza. That's what I'll do.
And then the Money in the Hat part was like mocking the church. And then the names like Kevin Spacey, Weinstein, like none of that aged well.
So I borrowed Pharrell's hat and I thought I'd pass it around and get some money for the pizza because nobody ever really, what do you have, Harvey? 200? 200. That's a start. That's a start. Let's see. What do you have, John? Would you have 20? Kevin?
20. That's for you.
Thanks so much. Okay.
And then notice that she changes to white when she serves the pizza. And you know what party is all white?
Come on down. We have cheese. We have different kinds. Who's hungry? Who's going to eat on this side? Okay. Cheese, that's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Who do you want to talk to? The whole thing? All right, great, great. And then I don't have any money. Who here has... Sandy? Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey. Harvey. No pressure, only 1 billion people watching. Whatever you feel is right.
It's like they had an inside joke that they thought would never get out. Like they went really overboard with the pizza obsession, which I feel like makes it more suspicious. And then it's like if they were talking in code, pizza means children because we know about Pizzagate. And then based on that, cheese is girl, meat hot dog would be boy, because... And they talk about it in code because they get off to doing it in front of everybody secretly. Like only the elite understand what's going on. What other purpose would there be for this? If you don't believe me, explain why all of this nonsense. Let me know what you think about this. Obviously, you don't have to believe this. It's just fun. It's a conspiracy theory.
How could Muhammad...
And then he told me I had to delete my video or I would die. I'm the guy who made the Pegasus Museum video yesterday. And I'm also the guy that removed the Pegasus Museum video yesterday. And my mom would die, my girlfriend would die, my son would die. Right here, we've been working on trying to find the kill room and where it is. And we're 99% sure we know exactly where it is. Hey guys, right here is the actual purchase of the building where the kill room is located. And he's wearing a Comet ping pong sweater. And we believe this is in what is called the kill room. And you're going to notice the same exact thing. The cinder block on top, the red, the black, and the split. And we're going to put these side by side and let you look at it for yourself. So guys, there you have it. We found the kill room. This is very exciting right now. But we have a lot more stuff we're going to be looking into. So Castellum Achilles LLC. It was formed by James Alefantis. Northwest. This is actually in Washington, D.C. in the Columbia Heights neighborhood. So guys, this is the work permits to build this kill room. So guys, this is an aerial map of Pegasus. We're going to take a Google Earth view of it. This is another street view. So Pegasus is right around here. It's right behind this row of buildings right here. So it's completely blocked by this entire row of buildings. You cannot see it. But guys, I want to bring your attention to right here. Guys, this is the street view from the alley of the back of Pegasus. This is another street view. So guys, I want y'all to look at this door. When we go to the next one, you can see this door. When we zoom in, kids, and it looks like an arrow is pointing underground. There's no windows on the first floor level. Again, no windows. And it talks about the kill room here, the back view of Pegasus, and then they drew out this this diagram showing you where everything's at based on this photo. So right here they had the door, which is right here. And then the photo is showing these trenches right here. So this building lines up exactly with what this is. But guys, this is huge. So really dig into this. Give me everything you can find before they delete everything. They've already started deleting certain things. I had to delete my video or I would die. And my mom would die, my girlfriend would die, my son would die. And then he would sue me, my dead body. So at that point I was pretty scared and I was like, alright, I'll delete the video.
What's your problem? I said, what's your problem? All right, today, sir. Okay, how's it going? All right, thank you. Thank you, sir.
Ever since that day on 2020, like way back when COVID was a thing. Ever since that day, nigga, I've been seeing signs and I try to ignore them because I used to feel like I was tripping because I used to think I was just on some psychosis shit. That's why I named my account Not a Psychosis, because I had to realize, like, when you put on the glasses and you really start seeing shit, you can't take these bitches off. It's impossible. And you start to realize how normal people really live their life, and you used to be a normal person. It's so crazy how you could really fucking see this. You can see the difference. And like and you can tell too, not just by seeing it, but once you talk to a person and you try to relate to them, they get lost. Like, I tried to have a conversation with somebody before about this shit, bro, and they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, because I thought everybody seen it. But then I realized, bro, these niggas don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I probably sound crazy as the fuck. It's really like being in an adopted family, and then they finally tell you by the time you 24 that you was adopted. Now your whole life been a lie. That's how it feel. Like, I woke up like way back when 2020, way back when. So this shit, like, it's a little bit more normal for me now, but I'm still learning shit. Like, I always want to leave some room to grow. You hear me? Because I don't never want to act like I know everything, but like, I know a lot.
We out here on vacation in the Bahamas, another beautiful day. Check it out, check it out. Boom. I want to talk to y'all for a minute about the power of perception. You see, there's a lot that goes in to being a hot social media content provider. For instance, y'all think I got time to go on vacation? No, I got social to do. Come on, man, this is blue screen. In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I haven't looked like this good in years. I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. You know what? This ain't even real blue screen. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
There is no job
worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive, and when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus.
Jeffrey Epstein ain't the only island. Think about that. They do horrible things together so they don't snitch against each other, and they're rich so they hold each other accountable. If you say something, I'm gonna say something, and everything comes down. Think about it.
Homeboy Ice Cube. And some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club. And a lot of you listening to me right here, right now, you're not part of the club either. And what I realized with the club is what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of their fucking club. That pisses them off. What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all gotta deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are. A lot of people would be like, what, who? Come on, man, stop playing.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating icons, boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality, beyond invention and disguise, beyond the red S that you wear on your chest that makes bullets bounce off. I believe that it's deeper than that. I believe we're a field of energy dancing for itself. And I don't care.
But Jim, you got really dressed up for the occasion. You look good.
No, I didn't. Was
that an accident?
I didn't get dressed up.
Who did?
There is no me.
There's no you.
No.
We're not here. This is a dream?
There's just things happening. And there are clusters of tetrahedrons moving around together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's happening in our world right now? Because there is a lot of news that actually is relevant that's not that
Here's
uplifting.
The thing. It's not our world.
None
That's
of this is
key.
real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh, wow.
There's the good news.
Did you guys know that California is actually the testing ground for new simulations, and that's why the population is so diverse here? Did you know that America has actually split into 50 states, which is unheard of in any other country, because that's how they separate off the simulations? Why do you think all the tech headquarters came from California? The game The Sims, which is literal God play, founded in California. Facebook, Google, Meta, everything is here. Why? Why? Because this is where the signal comes from. Californians have a obligation and a responsibility, if you are an awake Californian, to figure out how the fuck we can take this system down, because I know it's headquartered here.
All right. Everyone's asleep right now, so I have time to talk about stuff like this, but I think about the Miami Mall incident in 2024 more than any other conspiracy out there. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. If you forget, there were like 100 cops, 150 cop cars out there. Insane. And they responded to teenagers lighting off fireworks or a brawl in the mall. Dude, I used to live in Miami. There was like 2 cops maybe that would show up if there was a brawl. something happened that night. And the fact that there's no footage that ever occurred from inside of that mall is crazy to me, because we all have our phones, and especially the Bayside Mall in Miami, which is pretty busy, especially on New Year's Day, which will be really busy. I don't know. And the conspiracy itself is insane, about how aliens arrived to this mall. They're about 10 foot. They were kind of translucent. They kind of went in and out of dimensions, but apparently they messed up their coordinates. They were going to Antarctica. There was a secret base in Antarctica that they were supposed to go to, but they flip-flopped them and ended up in the mall in Miami. That is a fun one to think about. I hope that is true, because that is extra fun. But the thing that there's just no footage of the event, and that's what bothers me the most, because I know all these kids have phones on them. Not kids. There's adults there too. I don't know. I hope it's true, but it keeps me up at night. Like every 4 days I think about it, and it just pisses me off, because it's just swept under the rug and forgotten about.
Right now is August 12th, approximately 22:35, and this is what I am observing. This object has been floating like this for the past few minutes. It started, based on the screen, 2-3 inches higher, and it was much brighter, and now it is descending with a very interesting pattern.
Look! Yo, listen, y'all, we got some shit going on in our motherfucking atmosphere. Like, this is real shit, like the shit is coming out of our sky. We see one thing right there.
That looks creepy right there.
Yo, what the fuck is that, bro? That shit is bigger, way bigger than the fucking this phone can show y'all. I promise on everything. This is not
what
fake shit.
the fuck is that?
Right now.
Nah, this that looks creepy on camera. Scary.
Over the clouds, look, like what could that be? Oh, is that a UFO? Oh my god. Oh my god. Over the clouds, look.
What the fuck is this shit, bro? What the fuck is this shit? Why are they over a cemetery? Hey, y'all better get right with God, man. Y'all get right with God, bro. Oh my God, the cops are down there saying go back to your house, bro. Yes, come here. Look at this shit. The cops are down here saying we have to go back to our houses because they don't want us to film it. Yo, something big is finna fucking happen, bro.
Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Into the thick of it. Ugh. We're tramping through the bush. On it on we push. Into the thick of it. But we can't see where we're going.
What's the best way to hide something? You just put it in plain sight, and no one will ever see it.
please stop eating this shit. Let me show y'all a little something, okay? Pay attention. Nuggets. Look at that. Look at that. That's what's in these nuggets. I know y'all like y'all's hot and spicy, but look at that. Look, even your desserts, your apple pies. Watch out, man. Even your fucking McGriddles, man. Look, just think about it. I'm just trying to tell y'all, let y'all know. Because y'all don't get to see these ingredients, so. Stop eating this shit, okay?
Breaking fucking news. This is the feed they do not want you on, so stick around. New York and New Jersey just got flooded out. Rain hitting 2 to 3 inches an hour. Streets underwater. Subways stuck. People dying in Maryland from storm drains. They say it's just weather, but we know it's system failure. And they ain't ready for what's coming. This was the feed they do not want you on. Stay sharp. Stay moving.
America, do you see what's happening now?
Diego. America's pissed off, people. This is Waterfront Park at the county building in San Diego, California.
Do you know what's going on in Los Angeles? Have you heard about the Los Angeles music festivals? We charge you with genocide. Has it not really sunk into you how serious the situation is if we have to get on this app and call a music festival? Are y'all realizing that the media is not on our side? There is a big group in a club and you ain't in it. To quote the great George Carlin, listen to me when I'm saying this. How come we do not know and we are not hearing about all of these LA music festivals? And not only the music festivals in LA, the music festivals in New York. They're not telling us that these music festivals are flooding the streets, that people are outside. Have they not told y'all that they have censored the hashtag from the Orange and blank island, right? Love Island with an E. Y'all gotta get what I'm saying when I'm saying the fact that we gotta talk in code the same way that the greatest, what would I want to say without, the greatest blowers, and I know y'all probably think I sound crazy, bro, but I really want y'all to get it in y'all head. For the people that want to be separate, for the people that stand for nothing, for the sheep, that they don't want to hear what you're saying, they just want to dance. Y'all gotta get it. This is not a joke. This is why so much propaganda coming out. You gotta really get angry enough to, like, and I don't want you to put your anger towards hopelessness or towards violence, but I want you to really stop playing it safe. Stop shaking hands with these people for comfortability. Stop being the guard of the prison that you are in. Really listen to what I'm saying. You cannot find this on the news. We're not seeing these music festivals on Fox News. We're not seeing it on who the other dudes with the T's? They be TMZ. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. So what is these executive meetings? We need to really sit and question this. Are they having meetings? And if they're having meetings and they're specifically saying, do not post this anywhere, we got all of these different that's supposed to help us, right? Your mama, your granny, them, they sit and watch this while they put fear in us every single day, and they try to make us feel scared, and they try to tell us about all of this control, but they're not sharing that they have lost control. We're in control. We're having bigger music festivals every single year. And then they want to tell us about aliens coming in November. They want to tell us about all of this other goofy They'll put on TV something that literally does not matter. They'll put it in front of you everywhere. Everywhere. Every single outlet will share it with you. But for whatever reason, nobody's hearing about the Los Angeles music festivals. So if you have not seen anything, please go look for this information, share it with everybody, and check these videos out. Love.
We are here to protest Donald Trump, his administration. Trump must go.
And I just want to end that video by saying, bro, do not give these people y'all energy. We need to bind together, and we need to focus on what we do want, not what we don't want. Let's keep on standing together. Let's keep on standing on business. And let's keep finding unique, creative ways to communicate with each other. Simple. Like, share, comment, follow for more. Don't be a hater, bro. Follow for more. Love.
I already posted this once, but I'm going to do it again because people missed it. Kentucky Fried Chicken has blocked me on social media. For those who are new, I'm Colonel Sanders' great-great-great nephew. I'm the last Sanders in his family line. It does not mean I'm the last family member in his family line. My page has been dedicated for many years to upholding Colonel Sanders' legacy and the Kentucky Fried Chicken history, and that involves more than just Kentucky Fried Chicken, but all the fast food restaurants my family was involved with, either making or helping start. They blocked me for upholding his true history to let people know who he actually was, and they blocked me for calling out their advertising team as weird, disrespectful, and disgusting. Over the last decade, they have sexualized my uncle for marketing purposes. They have encouraged fans to sexualize him as well. I cannot and will not support a company that does that. My response to Kentucky Fried Chicken blocking me is, do you want to know how to make their chicken? Truly, genuinely, their chicken. This recipe I put together through facts. There is a lot of ingredients on here that could be proven through public information, and I gathered all that together and broke it down for you in several videos on my YouTube channel. So let Kentucky Fried Chicken deny this. If they do, I'll say, prove it. I have facts and receipts to back up my recipe. Show us what yours is. The other ingredients on this list that cannot be proven through public information is from my cousins on Lee Cummings' side. Because cousin Lee was the nephew that knew the recipe, not Joe Ledington. Not that bullcrap that was leaked in 2016. Lee Cummings, nephew of Colonel Sanders, the Colonel's sister's son, knew what the recipe was. This was proven because he was sued in court for knowing the recipe, that he could not use the recipe. Here's a snippet of proof for that. He was barred from using 5 key ingredients of the original recipe in his own recipe, so he had to change his recipe up to be able to sell it. Cousin Lee wrote down the recipe and saved it in his recipe book. I always said the recipe is not an heirloom. It was not handed down by the Colonel throughout the family. I didn't say anything about Cousin Lee. My grandfather and I came up with the measurements. The measurements are not from the recipe book. Those are from our own. You yourself could play around with the measurements until it's to your liking. The measurements I'm providing is what my family likes. This is the chicken we cook in our house. Now you can cook it at your house. If you don't want to boycott KFC alongside of my family, go try their chicken. Try it next to mine. Tell me which one's better. To cook this chicken, follow the instructions Colonel Sanders left behind. If you happen to have a pressure cooker, use that. If you don't, follow the instructions to the best of your abilities with what you have. Use cake flour. Use lard or vegetable oil. And add the salt and MSG to the flour after the 11's mixed with the flour. Do the 7-10-7 method. Film it and tag me in it.
This scene in Doctor Strange 2 isn't just fan service. It's actually a lot deeper than you think. Let me break it down.
Stephen Strange, you are now called before the Illuminati.
See, they call themselves the Illuminati, the Enlightened Ones. Historically, that name points to secret elites claiming hidden knowledge. Spiritually, Scripture warns that Satan masquerades as an angel of light. Now, Revelation chapter 17, verse 9 and 10 really gives the full frame of this scene. It says, "Here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen, 1 is, and the other has not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue for a short time." In Scripture, mountains often picture dominions and kingdoms. Revelation then shifts from mountains to kings, the ruler of these domains. Now watch the pattern. The first one to go is Black Bolt. He represents the voice.
Wanda, Black Bolt could destroy you with one whisper from his mouth.
What mouth?
Next is Reed Richards. He represents human intellect. Captain Carter, she represents symbol or legacy. Captain Marvel, she represents borrowed power or cosmic power. And then Professor X, he represents the mind/consciousness. Now the verse says that 5 have fallen, but 1 remains. Who's the one that remains? It's Mordo. Check this out.
I think I'm beginning to understand why your Mordo didn't like you very much.
He's a judiciary presence, still technically in place, yet powerless to stop the deception. Then the verse continues and it says, the other has not yet come, and when he comes, he must continue a short time. So after the 5 fall and Mordo remains, a new figure rises, Doctor Strange himself. But notice how. He uses the Darkhold and commits necromancy, basically dream walking in a corpse, and he wins with forbidden power.
You hypocrite.
That reign is brief though, because Wanda eventually stops him and the Darkhold is destroyed. His power collapses and Strange's moment ends. That's the short time that Revelation describes. A counterfeit rise through sorcery, cut short under judgment. So who does Wanda represent? She represents the Scarlet Woman that is represented in the whole book chapter of Revelation 17 and 18. Revelation 18:23 says the nations are deceived by sorcery. That's exactly how Wanda moves. Deception empowered by forbidden magic. Now if you put it all together, mountains and kings stand in their own light, then 5 fall, 1 remains, and another rises briefly by sorcery. This message aligns with Revelation's warning. Human wisdom, power, and thrones cannot stand against deception. Only the true light endures. Marvel calls it entertainment. Scripture calls it a warning. Don't follow false light. Follow Jesus, the light of the world. Follow God and Film for more.
Okay, so as I'm watching this part in Infinity Wars, you see how Thanos is such a strong, powerful creature that they have to attack him from all different sides, all different angles. They have to use different things to distract him so that he cannot focus on his true power. That is exactly what the enemy does to us. He knows that when we step into the true authority of Christ, and he knows that when we truly walk into who God has called us to be, and we fully understand that everything that God has for us has already been predestined, all we have to do is say it and we will have it. And when we know that we are walking in the same spirit that Jesus Christ walked in, we will be basically undefeatable. And once we really lock in on that power that we have through Jesus Christ, and once we really lock in with with obeying God and stuff like that, it'll be hard to take us down. So Satan knows he can't stop you. The thing that he will try to do is distract you. He's going to try to come at you with all angles and sides. When Satan tempted Jesus, he each time he took him to a different level, he tested him with a different thing, trying to distract him and get him to just submit to the devil on any account, whether it be through food, through power, fame, whatever. You see that Satan didn't ask Jesus the same question, but the end goal was the same. Just like in this movie, just like in this part, the end goal was to defeat Thanos. No matter how they defeat Thanos or who they use to defeat Thanos, they just wanted him to be defeated. And that's what the enemy will use. He will distract you. He will come to you with different things, different angles, but the ultimate goal is to kill, steal, and destroy. So it's very important to stay focused and to not be distracted.
Now, I am spiritually in tune with the Lord. And because of that, I've become so sensitive to certain things, bruv, that is not of the Lord. Like, I will be watching a film and I can see Satanic a mile away and I have to stop watching it. But I said, you know what? Let me go and see if I can find one of them little Disney cartoons, you know, that I used to watch back in the day when I was a child, bruv. And I can't lie, bruv. Every single cartoon I pick, it was Juju Madness. Let me show you. This one and her family was here getting guided by dead people and not God. Necromancy. Juju. This one is here fornicating with animal and this one is cursed. Again, Juju. Don't play with me. We all know Jafar was a voodoo priestess. And this one was relying on lamp for magic tricks. Juju. This one was here doing potions to turn this one into a llama. Juju. This one was messing with seawater and going to the underworld. Satanic. This one was here worshipping talking trees. Satanic. This one went and sold her soul for man. Well, her voice, but her soul for man to this one. This voodoo priestess. Juju. This one turned her mother into a bear. Juju. This one was out here with witches, turning mices into horses and pumpkin into carts, even getting a brand new drip. Juju. This one's shadow was alive and was out here kidnapping people's children. Juju. Juju put her to sleep. And do I even have to talk about this one? Because this one was based off New Orleans. Look at that nigga at the top. Does that nigga look like the kind of nigga that served the Lord? Where are the Christian-friendly cartoons? And don't tell me nothing about Hercules, bruv, because that is not of my faith, baby. That's Greek mythology, and I don't mess with that nonsense, bruv. Where is the actual one for the Christian people that we can enjoy? Hey, the Kingdom of Darkness is really out here working overtime on Disney, bruv. Good night.
Guys, I really can make this shit up. We've seen this before, but it gets even worse. I realize there's more to it than I have showed you guys before. Let's go. Look at this. I really can make this shit up right now. They're fucking doing it, guys. Right in our faces. Corona. That's letter number 3 right here. That's letter number 15th. 18th. You get 15 again. That's 14 and 1. When you add all those numbers, you get 66. How many letters in Corona? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 666. But remember, that's not the whole name of this. It's came out looking like a G. Corona 19. Does anybody know what does 19 stand for? So let's go with this. 1A. What's the 9th letter? I. So it's 666 AI. I really can't make this shit up, guys.
Am I the only one who doesn't believe anything that I was taught as a child? I mean, nothing, y'all. I don't care what grandma said. I don't care what my pop said, my mom said, nobody. I don't care about none of it. Because before I got here, they was programmed. And before my parents got here, my grandparents was programmed. So now that I'm here, I'm supposed to believe other people that was programmed. All my life, they said Christopher Columbus came here. Come to find out, that's a lie. Come to find out, Christopher Columbus was a Moor. They said we from Africa. Whole time, we was already here. They done disassociated us from the land. They talking about the earth spin. The earth is stationary. Talking about outer space. There's a firmament.
I feel like I'm too aware. You know what I mean? It's a weird feeling, just being so aware to where you don't even know who you are anymore. It's kind of hard to explain, but like you just see things from the outside so differently. And you're just like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here? We're on a ball floating in midair. I'm not gonna get into that shit. That's gonna put me into a spiral. We're on this rock, paying taxes. Okay, we're not doing it. Paying for fruits and vegetables that we grow ourselves. What the fuck? In water? Why are we paying for water? And meat? We used to hunt for our own shit. Luda, get out of here. We used to hunt for our own shit with our bare hands, and now we're going into these gross LED-lit, hospital-feeling grocery stores that make me feel sick. What the fuck is happening? Feels like hell. This is not normal. This is probably why we're all fucking depressed. No, it definitely is why we're all depressed and feel miserable every day.
Sometimes I wish I was one of those people that just got up and went about their day and was just happy with that.
I am telling you guys right now, If you're paying attention to the world, you are seeing the fall of the United States. It's that simple. We are headed into warfare. We've been at spiritual warfare for a long time, but now we're actually headed to physical warfare. I'm telling you now, load up on firearms, learn how to garden, learn how to grow your own food, have stockpiles of food, essentials, Band-Aid kits, everything. I'm telling you, it is that time. You need to get ready.
And they wanted to medicate me every day. You realize, like, they could have just switched the medication and I wouldn't be here. And on the news, they would have said it was because of a mental issue, right? Yeah. I ain't never been back to the hospital since 2015, but every time they say I'm crazy, it's just when I'm saying the truth. So what's the crazy part, really? What's the crazy part, really?
Am I fucking tweaking? Or is that video or Northwest real? People call Kanye crazy, bro. They never call him a liar, bro. Northwest looks like a grown-ass woman in that video, gang. I had no idea who it was until dude explained it in the video. I swear to God. I had no idea who it was until he explained who it was. Then he proceeded to say she was 12 years. I'm thinking like, damn, she grown as hell now. How old is she? She's 12. Push-up bras, mini skirts, makeup, perfume. Bro, Kanye said, bro, listen, Hollywood is full of people who accelerate children's growth and get them burnt out by 19, 20 years old. That's why these kids be having all these crazy-ass mental breakdowns. Them Disney stars is all mentally torn up. Look at Orlando Brown. Look at Raven from That's So Raven. Zoe 101 with Dan Schneider. They wearing these, man, listen, the world is ran by those types of people. That girl looks like she looked like a grown woman, bro. I had no idea who that was.
So, y'all, I got a hypothetical theory that probably happens. All right, hypothetical, Drake don't kill me. But what happens if Drake keeps pushing against Kendrick or UMG doing that bullshit? They gonna release that X shit. And not only that, a video I just watched told me all of this. That proves some of my theories right. So hold on. So we're gonna start with the flow stealing. Drake has always been a controversial. We've known that. When X called him out on that, Drake didn't like that. Then X continuing to antagonize him because we all knew how X was. He was just that type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Antagonizing. Drake didn't like that. After continuously antagonizing him, X stops. He's trying to do on the road for good, right? Drake, as we know, is a light-skinned nigga. Feelings be hurt. So, we're going to start off there. What happens when X did the helping hand thing, right? This is all going to circle back to Kendrick in a minute. Just probably going to have to make 2 videos. Just listen. X did his helping hand on January 22nd. Okay? 2022. Okay? Giving out PS4s. Okay? We all know how a PS4 controller looks. Okay? PS4 boxes, all of that. The helping hand. The helping hand challenge. All right? We remember that. After that video was dropped, Drake dropped God's Plan. Not only dissing X, but handing out random money in Miami to people to show, you know what I'm saying, the flex, this, that, and the third. When X seen that, he, in his comments, say, hey, yada, 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 you don't need to be doing that. We grown men. We could actually, instead of dissing one another, why don't we, you know what I'm saying, collab? That's in the hate, spread positivity. Drake said, I'm not doing that. So, after trying to antagonize X, knowing you can't antagonize a rage baiter, that nigga was a prime rage baiter, X admits that this nigga Drake is his nemesis. He has Drake is mad at this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Furioso. Okay? Gets to the point where X is doing so much that Drake is cool with Wasp Gang. Remember Wasp Gang? This is all skepticism. This is where it kind of gets a little foggy. They probably hit up some killers that they know down in Florida, connected with some of these people, Wasp Gang and Drake, to get X killed because, you know what I'm saying, Illuminati shit, or he just don't like X. And X was on the rise of being better than Drake. He was going to take over, you know what I'm saying? And he was on some spread positivity shit. Nah, got that nigga knocked off, okay? We all know what kind of coup he died in, a suicide coup. He died in that shot. Okay. So when Drake drops the songs SMS XXX, we're gonna keep that in our mind because that's always been a thing that's been ringing with us. But y'all remember when Derek Williams, his other name is Chucky. All right, his other affiliated name was Chucky, Tattoo Man Chucky, nigga, said that Drake had something to do with that shooting. Okay, Peekaboo. Keep that in mind. He was not indicted or appealed to come to that court, summoned to come to that court because of that shooting and the murder of XXX. Okay, Tentacion. So okay, cool. We all have that right now, right? This is where it gets Kodak involved. Kodak and Drake have had some sort of a relationship, all right? So we all know Kodak has been a trench baby. For sure. We all know that. He been a trench baby. So when he gets locked up, he magically gets locked up and with X's killer. We remember him saying that. Okay, when he's in there, he's in there with X's killer. My hypothesis is the X's killer was so hyped up to see Kodak, you know what I'm saying? He talking about some damn, him and, X and Kodak was, you know what I'm saying, from the same city. They trying to blow up and spread positive, you know what I'm saying? They trying to blow up because, you know what I'm saying? So I'm feeling like he was so geeked out and turned up, you know what I'm saying? A nigga caught a body and a famous nigga, he thinking he gonna get out. So he just, you know what I'm saying, talking. He probably admitted all that shit to Kodak, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Kodak get out, he stay in. Kodak go work with Kendrick on Mr. Morale. But before Kodak got out, you remember that random act of kindness that Drake gave him $600K. That was probably to keep him fucking silent, knowing that Kodak probably stand by that code of silence, you know what I'm saying, that G code type shit. But we all know Kodak is a drug addict. He's going to do them drugs and be out his mind and be fucking around and forget. He's not going to be a liable witness. So when he goes and does Mr. Morale, he understands that, oh, nigga, now it's something weird. Now it's something weird, bro. He gets him shot at Justin Bieber's party by Was Gang's affiliates, probably. Okay. This is the LA shooting. Okay. Then let's go back to after that. Drake gave him another $300K. So he damn near gave him a milli, baby. Maybe because he want to hit. Okay, nigga, I can give you a little bit more, but nigga, you can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? Doing none of this extra shit. Kodak be out his mind. Okay, cool. Just to intimidate Kodak more, they appear at his shows, front stage. They intimidating him. Probably doing some other shit behind closed doors to intimidate Kodak. You know, he already a drug addict, so you know he be off the shits. You know, Kodak then ruined a lot of his relationships. So you know he probably don't got a lot of people to stand by him. I don't know. I'm just saying this is all skepticism. Okay, now this is where Kendrick rubs in. Okay, when Kodak went to work with Kendrick on Mr. Morale, he probably told him the details. Okay, so Kendrick has been probably waiting on this since he signed out of TDE. After he signed out, it's up and it's stuck, bitch ass nigga. And now this is to Drake. We remember that Not Like Us Super Bowl show, don't we not? Okay. The hat. If you pause it and look at his hat, it has the Roman numerals of the things that make X. I don't know the exact Roman numerals, but I just looked it up. I have to go back and look. It has the Roman numerals that make X, which is 10. Behind Kendrick was his 10 dead homies. Okay? Why was one of them niggas throwing up an X? Okay.
The chain, you didn't even get to the chain, bro.
The big X chain, goddammit. This is going to have to be a second video. Big X chain, bro. Is there anything you want to add, Robert?
I'm straight right now.
So, look. Check me.
On the
Nigga. So, Roman numerals equal up to X. And then, ironically, if you get the Sky View, which they gave us during the Super Bowl show, it was a PlayStation controller X. Remember how I told you keep that PlayStation controller when he was giving out for the Helping Hand Challenge on January 22nd? He was giving out PlayStations, and PlayStations have a certain type of X on them. Why from the sky angle was it a PlayStation X that they were standing out in? Okay? Not only that, the X chain the Roman numerals that equal up to X. There's 10 dead members behind him. Kendrick's 10 dead angels behind him. One is throwing up an X. Not for 10, but for X. Okay? Not only that, Kendrick drops, was it Not Like Us? On January 22nd.
I don't think it was Not Like Us. It might have been.
Or was it Euphoric?
I don't think any of that happened within January.
I could be wrong. I'm going to have to take my timelines. But when Kendrick dropped one of those videos, I'm going to have to go back and check. It was dropped on the 22nd. Okay? On the 22nd. Now, this is where it gets cryptic. Not even cryptic, because this is going to blow your fucking mind. Samuel Jackson, when he's doing that shit, when he's singing out the verse, giving him a helping hand. Giving a helping hand. You wanted to snuff a nigga out for giving a helping hand. Okay, that's in the lyrics. He deducted one life. Bring up them lyrics right quick for me, Robert, if you can. Pause. In Silent Hill, ironically the song made by Kendrick, his lyrics were Suicide Coupe was the funeral. Later in the thing, he says, holding a big diamond ring, red ruby like a ring pop on his finger. Later that day, Drake posted a picture after X died with the ring pop that was ironically red. Okay? Now, in the peekaboo, when Samuel L. Jackson, I have to hurry up, Samuel L. Jackson, and for the last piece of evidence in Euphoria, he said, exactly, Tommy Hilfiger stood out. Fubu never was your type. He killed X, my nigga. Derek Williams wore Tommy Hilfiger inside the investigation courtroom on camera. Look it up. He killed X.
Get off of the cell phone, get off the fucking internet, be a person and learn how to love yourself so that way we can end this cycle of destruction, we can end this cycle of hate. There will be more love in the streets, more genuine love, more genuine care for people. You can't care for someone if you don't love yourself. You're not supposed to be alone and then start hating yourself, bro. You're supposed to see things about yourself and change it. That's what it is. You have to change it. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds fucking hard, I know it sounds tiring. But it's better than really being a fucking, like, a drone and basically only living in anger and hate and living in regret. Like, don't live in regret. There's no point in living in regret. Take advantage of time. It's not always in your favor.
Nephews, listen to the Unc, bro. Look, Drake was scared of X. X was probably the biggest threat for Drake. The industry was scared of X. X would have took over the whole entire music industry. He was the most talented artist that we had in the past 10 years, the most versatile artist that we had. Juice WRLD was up there too, I'm not gonna lie. But the impact and the influence that X had, and he had the minds, he had the hearts of the kids, he had everything that you needed. He filled every box when it came to this shit, bro. He filled every box when it came. Look, he could sing without auto-tune. A lot of people can't do that. He can rap his ass off on any beat. He can make rock. He can do anything he wanted to do. And half of these songs we hear now are unfinished songs, which I hate they do, and they should just left his shit alone, bro. But, you know, feed the family and everything. I understand that. But X would have took over the entire industry, bro. He was the most talented artist. He knew about frequencies. He was very tapped in. He was ahead of his time, bro. For how old he was, y'all don't understand. He was so young. And the amount of things that he did, in the knowledge that he gave to the world while he was here, y'all not understanding, bro. The industry was afraid of that nigga, dog. The industry didn't know what they wouldn't look. They wouldn't be able to control that nigga, bro. He was too fucking powerful. He was too powerful. It wasn't just music with him, bro. This was like a lifestyle that he was pushing out here, bro. He was very deep. He was very tapped in. And they didn't like that, so they took him out. And I don't like how Drake be sneak distance the dead. I don't like how he do that with him, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was beefing. He tried to take X flow. I hate that. You know, X was locked up. Everybody was Drake fans. You know what I'm saying? X was locked up. He called X on the phone. He's locked up, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, this nigga taking X flow. X didn't rock with that. X was the first nigga to step up to this nigga out of the new niggas. Like, man, you know what? Fuck you, nigga. And that's why I respect that nigga so much. Cause he didn't give a fuck who he was. He said, nigga, nigga, fuck you for taking my shit. You know what I'm saying? So look, Drake known for stealing people's shit. You know, he was the wave and then he wanted to fit in and he just doing too much, bro. I don't like that shit. But look, X would have took over the whole entire industry along with Juice WRLD. But they did, unfortunately, RIP to them. But niggas are lucky that they're not here right now because niggas' careers would be in shambles because them niggas would have been running shit right now. These niggas have Fortnite skins and they're not here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all talking about, bro?
It's honestly crazy how they put stuff right in our face and we still don't see it. Does anybody else find it interesting that NASA uses T- when they launch their rockets? This is NASA with the letter T. Do you notice anything? If you didn't catch it, I spelled it out for you. It's literally Satan. Like, what? I already knew that they were wicked because they literally put a serpent tongue in their logo, and the word Nasha in Hebrew means to deceive. But the T- just takes it to a whole nother level. We all know that I believe the earth is flat, and every time I say that, I get mocked. But why would you trust a company to tell you the truth that literally has the devil in their logo, in their name, and their name in Hebrew means to deceive? Like, why trust them?
Y'all, they start training us early to get stuck in this matrix. And what I mean by that, have you noticed the toy sets? The girls, we get kitchen sets, doll babies to learn how to be stay-at-home moms. And the boys, they get fire trucks, police cars, and G.I. Joe sets to let them know they're gonna have to go out into the matrix and work. And then they start training us with our time. When we get old enough, we start pre-K or kindergarten all the way up through grade 12th. That's training as well to stay on a job between 40 and 60 hours a week. And once we get that job, we become very competitive. And the reason why is because everybody is competing for more pay, and that brings strife in the work environment. Once we get the job that we want, then we go look at buying a vehicle. And sometimes most of us get vehicles that are out of our price range, but we can afford it, but we're not able to save any money because most of our check is either going on that car, and the second thing is a house. When we get that job, we want to go buy a nice house. And sometimes we go over the amount in the pre-qualification letter, and we get a whole lot of house where the mortgage is a large amount, and then we can't save any money that way. So it keeps us in a loop. We're forced to go to work because we have a house and we have a car. And another way they keep us trapped as slaves in this matrix is to bring more slaves into the world. They tell you, oh, when you gonna have that first baby? And you have that first baby. Oh, when are you gonna have that baby, that little brother or little sister? Those are all traps designed to keep us in this matrix without using our critical thinking, so we can't think our way out of this matrix. Everything is set up as part of the design. So once they get us trapped in the matrix, we're living on a daily routine, and we're thinking that it's normal. We're going about our day, everything's okay, it's tight, but we're making it. The kids are getting fed, we're driving to work, coming home, but then they tighten the grip. And you know how they tighten the grip? With inflation. And inflation is causing people to crash out, lose their mind, because those kids that the Matrix talked them into having, it's getting harder to feed them, especially during summertime. That car and that car insurance, you're rethinking that car and probably want to get a cash car. And that all that house you got, that beautiful house, you're rethinking that house and wanting to sell it or either downgrade or go stay in an apartment. So it's tightening its grip, and that way we become depressed, angry, sad, full of anxiety, and then it shows up with road rage and domestic violence.
I take this money, I got bills. I pay my car note, I give it right back to you. Then I gotta pay my rent, I give it right back to you. Don't that mean I'm working for free? I'm sorry, I just wanna understand it, bro. I just wanna understand this shit real quick, B. I wanna understand it, reflection, I wanna understand this real quick. I own a business. I own my own salon. The building is owned by some realtor. I call him up, I pay the realtor. Who gave the realtor the money to get the complex that I'm gonna own my business in? The bank. Right? But I got my own business. So I'm coming in here, but I pay my rent to the realtor. Who pays that? To the bank. Right? So wait a minute. I'm getting this money now, but it's still going to the fucking bank. And then now, cause I own my own business, I'm the man, I got bigger bills. Guess what? Pay my employees or whatever, collect my stuff, and now I gotta pay my car note, cause now I gotta fly, pay my car note, that go to the bank. Pay my apartment, my house, my mortgage, that go to the bank. It's a rat wheel. You working for free. The people that print the money don't need money, homie. They need control. Power. They need you to be doing what they need you to be doing when they need you to be doing it. They need your energy.
Squid Game is a TV show that got very popular out of nowhere. At least, that's what they want you to believe. The media only promotes shows that they really want you to watch. It's not some random Korean show that all of a sudden got popular all over the earth, and that coincidentally shows exactly what the elite does behind our backs. It's to smear it in your fucking face. You sit in your four-wall prison watching slaves fighting for money while other rich slaves watch over them. It kind of reminds me of something. The next day you go back to your slave job, eat your slave food, completely oblivious that you just watched a show based on real events.
Delete your Spotify account. Delete your YouTube account. Don't play these games with these people. Don't let them play with your emotions. We own this. They don't. You only have a platform because of us. Remember that.
Oh, the way they've figured out every angle to this. They're going to create a huge demand for it, and people are going to be forced to use it. I know you're thinking now, well, how can I be forced to use it? And by the way, this starts in October of this year, October 2025. I forget the name of the bill. It's 147 something something. It passed back in March, where the government's going cashless. Welfare will be on it, Social Security payments, tax refunds, fines. I'm sure they're actually going to put property taxes on it, where you can't actually write a check out of your bank account. No, you're going to have to use stablecoin. And I'm going to call it what it actually should be called, slave coin. The SC, slave coin. Government's going cashless. Federal government's not going to issue checks any longer ASAP. This, by the way, is happening up in Canada, it's happening in the USA, it's happening in Australia. This is so bad and so incredibly evil. And this is not a hyperbolic statement. I can't stand hyperbolic statements. Can't stand it.
I'm gonna say this one time real loud with my full chest, so go ahead and hear me out on this one. If working is mandatory, if labor is something we are required to do in order to prove we deserve our existence, if we have no choice but to choose an occupation whether or not we want it, if you are forcing me to sell my body to do somebody else's labor and telling me I have no other choice and neither does anyone else, you shouldn't have any other choice but to give us a roof over our heads, food for our stomachs, and whatever else we need to survive! If you want us to be forced to work, but do not want to guarantee life necessities, that is slavery, you fuckwads! This country loves slavery, they just rebranded it! And don't tell me to leave! I would if I had the fucking money! But that's the whole point of this system, you dumb fucks! Fuck this country!
So it's 2025, huh? Millennials, we're fucked. Like, not, oh, things are kind of rough, fuck. No, we're bent over a pile of student loan bills, no lube, no condom, Sally Mae spitting in our mouths while climate change jerks off in the corner, fucked. They told us, go to college, follow your dreams, you'll be successful. Now we've got 1.7 trillion in student loan debt. Trillion. That's not debt, that's a gangbang. Sally Mae didn't just fuck us. She tied us up, pissed in our mouths, stole our car, and then billed us interest for the lube. And the best part, our degrees are fucking useless. I study film and creative writing. You know what that gets you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm basically paying $700 a month so I can edit TikToks for 19-year-olds with lip fillers who think Kafka is a new Starbucks drink. And boomers, oh, they love asking, why don't you buy a house? Because, Deborah, houses are $800,000 now, and your generation bought houses for the price of a ham sandwich and a hand job. In 1983, you paid 40 grand for a 3-bedroom with a pool, and now that same house costs 40 grand just to replace the fucking roof. Meanwhile, I'm paying $1,900 a month to live in an apartment where my upstairs neighbors play Fortnite at 4 a.m., and I'm pretty sure my landlord is laundering money for the cartel. Rent is the new college debt. Millennials aren't homeowners, we're professional roommate survivors. I've lived with so many random people off Craigslist, I should qualify for a fucking reality show. And climate change? Oh my God, boomers brag. Back in my day, we used to walk to school, like in the snow. Yeah? Well, back in my day, the snow was on fire. Every other week, we've got hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, firestorms. It's like Mother Nature's running a gangbang on our generation while laughing, oops, did you remember to recycle that LaCroix can, you little fucks? And the economy? Oh, baby, millennials are the first generation to be skull-fucked by 2 recessions, a pandemic, inflation that makes cocaine look affordable, and now AI is here to finish us off. Like, bitch, I went to college for 4 years, ate ramen dust and depression for dinner, and now some AI chatbot can do my job faster while deep-throating Dogecoin? And dating, Jesus Christ, millennials invented Tinder, and now it's just trauma swiping with herpes. You're not finding love on Tinder, you're finding a 32-year-old crypto investor with erectile dysfunction who lives with his mom and calls it financial minimalism. Every date is just 2 therapy sessions and 1 overpriced cocktail where you trauma dump about your childhood dog dying. And let's talk about sex. Everyone swipes like they're looking for love, but what we're really looking for is someone who won't ghost us after 3 weeks of mediocre missionary. Millennials don't fuck for love anymore. We fuck for rent relief. I don't need romance. I need someone who'll split my $2,000 electricity bill and occasionally suck my dick without asking for Wi-Fi first. And the retirement? Boomers have pensions. Gen Z only have OnlyFans. Millennials, we're fucked. Social Security, gone. Pensions, gone. The only IRA I've got is I'm really angry. Get it? IRA, I'm really angry. My retirement plan is die before the ocean swallows my overpriced apartment, and that's it. But here's the ironic part. We're the funniest fucking generation alive. Boomers had the Beatles, Gen Z has TikTok, millennials, we've got depression memes and jokes about wanting to die, but still having to show up for work on Monday at 8 a.m. We're literally laughing our way into the apocalypse, jerking off with tears and oat milk. And honestly, that's beautiful. That's who we are. We may never own homes, we may never retire, we may die in a wildfire caused by someone's gas stove, but goddammit, at least we'll have a dark, ironic meme about it. Because if there's one thing millennials are good at, it's turning trauma into a punchline. Our whole existence is just one long callback. Student loans, callback. Rent, callback. Climate change, callback. Erectile dysfunction, callback. Depression, callback. So yeah, 2025 millennials are fucked. But at least we're funny, and at least we're still here, middle fingers up, laughing while Sally Mae raw dogs us into oblivion. It's so fucking nuts. But anyways, that's my feeling about it. What do you feel?
Don't forget that they found $1 trillion missing from the United States budget, and that's the same exact amount of money that they used in the show Paradise to build an underground city in the fucking mountains to escape a nuclear holocaust. But all of that got swept under the rug.
Bruh, I got real goosebumps on my body right now. Tears can't stop coming out my fucking eyes, and I'm not sad or nothing like that, my nigga. Bruh, Hulk Hogan, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and Ozzy Osbourne all died in the past week. Bruh, if you from where I'm from, hit my comments. Hit my comments if you from where I'm from, because there's something real particular about them 3 people dying in the last week. And when I just came to the realization of this shit, tears just start flowing on my eyes immediately. Goosebumps just get on my arms and my shoulders. Look at this shit, bro. Like, bro, where the fuck am I at, bro?
Guys, I cannot believe it. I just figured out who the Antichrist is. Don't scroll, stay with me, hear me out. Sam Altman, creator of OpenAI. What is AI? The artificial intelligence changing the world in technology. Satan, ruler of this world. Sam Altman, how many letters is it in his name? 9. Let's use the 3-3 principle. 333 666, that's all bad. 333. Let's go. Sam, first 3 letters, S-A-M. We're going to erase the M, right? In his last name, the N, A, and M. We're going to erase that other M. And then you're going to have S-A space A-L-T space A-N. What is that? And if you drop it down, S-A, A-I in the middle, which is an L, Altman, but that could be a capital I, A-I, in the middle of his name, his invention, A-I, T, A-N, Satan. His name is literally Satan, and 9 letters in his name. And 333 across the board with AI in the middle of his name. He's the OpenAI CEO founder. Trump is befriending him. They invested $500 billion to OpenAI. He's befriended by the nations. And keep in mind, he was raised in a Jewish family. His sister is director of the board. He has power. I'm telling you guys, he is the beast in this world. Please, guys, repent, pray. Jesus is Lord. He's coming soon. Please, y'all, it is not Trump. It is not Elon. It is not anybody of the Antichrist. The Antichrist is already here. So please, he is the CEO of OpenAI. Please, please, please repent. He came in a Jewish family. His husband's a man. That's forbidden against God's law. He's blasphemy. I wouldn't be surprised if he claimed king in the temple because he was in a Jewish family and he could rule all the robots because his intelligence and his invention is behind controlling and programming all the drones and robots, artificial intelligence, everything. It's from him. He's the source. Wake up, people. And to get this right, a little off topic, there's a show that was really popular. It was called Supernatural, and it was about angels and demons. And one of the main characters is about two brothers, Sam and Dean. Sam actually was a vessel for Lucifer in the show. One thing is, it is not Trump, it is not Elon. They are just false prophets investing their money and investing their sinful ways and their sinful businesses to Sam Altman so he could further his prophecy. I am telling you guys, Trump is a false prophet. He signed a big, beautiful bill. If you lowercase write big, beautiful bill, the lowercase letter from big, beautiful, and bill, it's 666. Yes, they're all part of this devil scheme. Wake up, people. God loves all y'all. Jesus is coming soon. He is getting ready. Please repent. He loves every one of y'all sincerely. Fight for the winning side.
You've realized the truth. You're trapped in a simulation. But the real question is, how do you get out? Here's what not to do. Don't panic. Don't break routine. If you get black coffee and an old-fashioned donut every morning, keep doing it. The moment you act out of character, you risk being noticed. And whatever you do, don't tell anyone. Don't try to wake them up. That's how people disappear. If the one running the simulation realizes you've become self-aware, there could be consequences. Think about it. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, reportedly carries a kill switch backpack in case AI ever becomes conscious. In the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve became aware, and they paid the price. Awareness has always come with a cost. So if you don't want to lose your current state of consciousness, blend in. Now, let's talk escape. Look for the code. Do all the trees look identical? Do you have the same conversation with the same person at the same time every day?
Hey, black coffee and old-fashioned donut, right?
Does the sky glitch when you stare too long? Once you find the cracks, start testing them. Can you trigger outcomes by saying certain words? Can you glitch the system without raising suspicion? If you can manipulate the simulation, you're one step closer. The final challenge? Transferring your consciousness. This is the part no one talks about. Maybe your real body is hooked up in a lab, sedated, eyes closed, dreaming this life. Or maybe there is no body. Maybe you were never born at all. Maybe you're just code running on a server in someone's basement or a quantum processor orbiting a star. So how do you escape that? You'd have to hijack the system. Find a backdoor, a vulnerability, a port to jump through. Some people think deja vu is a memory leak. Others say mirrors are gateways, but only when you're not looking directly into them. It's not just about leaving. It's about uploading yourself somewhere else, somewhere real, or at least more real than this. And that's the hard part. You'll need backup plans, fail-safes. You might only get one shot, so ask yourself, do you think you have what it takes to escape?
This is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan. Inventory and control of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that Well, sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into city centers, concentrated city centers, and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit. Every nation that signed on to Agenda 21 has its local Agenda 21 plan. People in the United States are completely unaware of this. If I go out and talk about this, the United States press attacks me and calls me, which is totally ridiculous. It is a, but it's not a theory. It's a fact. The three pillars of United Nations Agenda 21 are economy, ecology, and equity, the three E's. And everyone sort of thinks that they know what that means, the idea of social equity. It must mean that, well, everyone's going to have access to clean water and clean air, and no one's property is going to be used as a dumping ground because they are at a poverty level. But really what social equity is about impoverishing huge portions of the population and bringing down the developed nations. Everything that we're looking at now is destined to collapse our economies. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. And what major corporations want in this development is to be able to have full movement of workers without borders or boundaries, to be able to move their goods through without regulations, and to reduce wages. And so this is the goal. So this is what you find with social equity. And of course, economy and ecology is about, these are the three circles: economy, ecology, and social equity. And where they meet in the center is balance. But really that balance is a communitarian balance. So it's not balance of well-being of the people. What it is it's a balance for corporations so that they can exploit and control and have populations in an area, in tightly packed, dense areas, so that they can be surveilled and managed. And this is what that balance looks like as far as the development of a totalitarian state is. The mainstream media is owned by 5 major corporations, and you're not going to get this information from the mainstream press. So you need to be your own press. You need to educate yourself. You need to get out there and educate your neighbors, your community, your real community. You need to help your children understand that they're being indoctrinated from pre-kindergarten to postgraduate school. All of us have a responsibility to ourselves and to others. This is true community, to work for personal freedom. And always remember that even though we work as a group, if we do work as a group, we're all individuals in those groups. And we answer only to ourselves. And this is essential. It's essential as free human beings. This is what we are. We are free, and we need to continue to be free. And I do believe that we will win, but we have to become aware that there is a fight, and then make our friends and our neighbors and our community aware as well, and work together.
How's your phone work? Your cell phone, tell me how it works. This was the other bitchiness that I got from people over and over again. They're like, well, all you're doing is saying, how does your phone work? No, I'm trying to draw your attention to literal tech metrics. I don't know where my phone went. So that you understand how easy it is to log into you and make a change. So, how did we get to this point where all these good people in radio frequency, etc., that they don't know shit about what we're actually doing in the human body? And in order to explain all of this, I've had to make a gazillion signs. I've had to come back out here over and over again. And I've been trying to figure out why it is, there's my phone, that nobody else seems to know these things. Okay? This is my great uncle's folder from Shepherd Air Force Base. I often also show his Aberdeen Proving Ground stuff. That's my little pink book, wherever it's hiding at the moment. And then I also go over his old notes with flux density notation with mercury and whatnot. Why? So that people understand that this has been going on for a really long time. So tell me how your phone works. When you click a button and you send an email, you don't see the email leave the phone. It's a wireless, invisible signal, just like your body. It's a body part. So when I worked at UW Whitewater, for my job, I found IBM software that they alleged was also used way back when Fauci and them wanted to get their shit off the ground for attacking the human immune system. Well, if you don't know that the human immune system is 80% your biofield, you called it the aura, you called it stupid. Yeah, I know. That's because 6,000 years of human telemetry, chiropractic, and the rest of it for your circulatory system just magically disappeared. Nobody has any idea what's going on. That was 6,000 years of the human circulatory system. You call it chakras. Yeah, they call it aim and fire. 150 years ago, Aleister Crowley and people, yeah, nothing's real except what you can see. There is no biofield. There's no cymatics, there's no radionics, there's no plasmonics. There's nothing except what you can see. Well, that's a body part that's responsible for 80% of our immune system. How do we know for sure? The definition of Children's Hospital, the organs and tissues that comprise the immune system, the thymus, the bone marrow, the lymphatic, your vessels, your spleen, and your skin. And so I'm like, yeah, the human biofield being watched by Project Salus. So the human biofield is the aura, is your W band, 802.15.6. Department of Defense Directive 3000.09, everything is autonomous. And you have an MQ-9 Reaper drone attached to your skin and bone. That's a big bird for those of you that know. She's huge. And so for me, I'm like, why in the hell do we need something that big? Well, for those of you in radio frequency, yet again, that don't understand that we're playing around with the particulate in the atmosphere and perturbating the human biofield with the Doppler. Okay? And we're not talking about any of that. We're not talking about geoengineering and weather control, and all these systems work together. When I log into your body, I'm looking at multiple manifolds, torus manifolds, and then I'm using mathematics to log into your cell structure with something called biophysics, optoarray, electronic, photonic, moving your cells around with pressure, temperature, and physics, physical biophysics change. Not, oh gee, I'm waving my magic wand. No, I'm logging into your body with radio frequency directly. This is how AI precision healthcare is offered. And I'm going to show you the bigger sign here in a minute. Step 1. Since 2005, any little nerd who could code in Zigbee and Bluetooth for light switches since 2005 is working with these biosensors, K-hop nearest neighbor routing, dynamic channel allocation, thermodynamic routing, right there. You can go look it up. Open shortest path first, body to body. How did I find it? Cybersecurity for the new digital ID and the 6G low personal area network. Machine to machine, no human can crack it or de-encrypt it or encrypt it. And it's ad hoc, vehicular ad hoc or whatever. And then the body is what sends the signal. Now, the moment that I found this mathematically by the metrics, I had a shit fit because I'm like, how in the hell are you using the human body for that? What are you doing? If you're doing that, you're using the aura. And of course, you can imagine, as a natural telepath, having been electronically tortured lifelong for metrics, I'm like, what the fuck is this? You told me, not y'all, but family, professionals, people, oh, energy work is bullshit, the aura's not real, only believe in what you can see, we're gonna fix people's health. Well, I was told I had pseudotumor cerebri. Anybody got an autoimmune disorder out there? You ever wondered why they can't fix it? Okay, maybe I should get that other sign back here for a second. Where's your immune system? 80% of your immune system is in that field. Am I able to electronically log into you and change out the cellular homeostasis of your electrical cell structure? And anybody who knows anything about biology, do you shit ham sandwiches? When you go eat your lunch, After you're done eating your lunch, do you shit it out in the same format? No. And why is that? Because we're biochemical beings and we have electricity in our cells. Yeah. But if I hit you with the signal and I decouple your ass from your circadian rhythms by using the ratio, the golden ratio, to decouple, uncouple the cellular state. Now, where did I get this from? Tufts University, Dr. Michael Levin. Life extension, synthetic biology, immortality research. It's called regenerative medicine, biomedical tissue engineering, wireless tissue engineering. For that, we have to disassociate your electrical fields, plural. This is called the biofield at the National Institute of Health. In the quantum market share, it's called the quantum field. In morphogenesis, you heard me, synthetic biology, morphogenesis, it's called the morphogenetic field. And why? Because it's still all the same damn thing. Your cells at every level exchanging data in your lymphatic system, your tissues. And now they're hacking into that, changing it so that they can get transhumanism, synthetic biology, life extension. Where the fuck is everyone else? Why are they doing that? If they're going to work and they're working on it, why are they telling you it's not real? Well, I'm going to show you. It's very simple. I went ahead because I was so angry, and when I get mad, I do research, and then I force myself to take a breath, go outside with the bow staff if I'm really pissed off, and come back to Zen. Self-control. Make a list. And I'm like, okay, wait. So if I go to work for Command and Control C4ISR, CIPRNet and NIBRNet back into the NSA, DNA steganography with the NSA, and we watch every synaptic exchange at 5,100 bits and log it with the NSA PRISM program. That's what Assange, Snowden, and all of them were talking about. That's why they killed Barnaby Jack, the ATM jackpotter. He was there at DEF CON to present that it was easier to hack a human body with a pacemaker or otherwise. You didn't need to have a pacemaker than it was a car. Dead. So with that in mind, I'm like, why can't we talk about this? So I went and found where you can talk about it, because even in the machine learning, you're not allowed to write the word biofield, which I found very weird, okay, because nobody reads that stuff. So then I found out that it is the following. Electronic, medical, police, warfare divisions, military, your Lockheed, Raytheon, all of them. Advanced signals technology. It's everywhere as a job. In information, surveillance, and reconnaissance, the Internet of Behaviors, Bodies, Things, the Industrial Internet of Things, the Medical Body Area Network, all way back, 2005, 2015. It's all there. And I'm like, these are jobs? Oh, yeah. And then neuromodulation, neural stimulation, Project Salus, watching everybody think in real time with CT2WS, cognitive warfare technology, EEG headset, ultrasound, modified ultrasound, all walking around on a headset. Then the Renius chipset embedded in their left hemisphere. And I'm like, where did all of this come from? Synthetic telepathy, been out there since 1995. So they needed a backbone. Just like back in the day, everybody was logging into email for the first time on dial-up. It would get crowded. People would have to wait forever and get kicked off. I fucking worked it. I would know. So my job was to upgrade them, to bring them out of dial-up and onto cable modems, for which I used a system called NMAPs on COM controllers with something called COM21 cable modems, which were different than the throwaway DOCSIS stuff in the big cities. Different markets, so different hardware, everything, different software. So I went ahead as I continued to make my little T-bar list, and I'm like, so let me get this straight. If I'm in radio frequency, if I'm in IT, I log into the body, make changes, and organize. If I'm anyone else in the world, I'm a fucking nut job. Give me drugs and make me sit still. And the only place you can really learn about the biofield is in the Bible, because Jesus used it to heal. And I mean, it's ions and electrons. It's your exchange with your environment. That's why everybody works with radar. We're told, get your nuts away from it because it'll overheat you and such. It's microwave. And then they also could feel the radar coming and going without looking at the screen. Yes, because you have an electrical body part involved. So then, as if all that wasn't enough, because I couldn't figure out how is it so obvious to me but not everyone else, because I admit the body part. Now, enter in where I come from. I come from Black Projects. So I go back to my grandmother, who was a Rosicrucian in Chicago, has a bunch of depression glass. These are nanogels, or excuse me, nanolipids. And they would have them stand on a metal plate or whatever. Yeah. And that's your specialized concrete for human teleportation, like you heard out of the mouths of Sean Ryan and other people who he interviewed, the Marines and such, that found the photonic different mixtures of concrete, just like the Roman Colosseum specialized limestone. So this is also another reason why I'm like, oh my God, you guys have been doing this for 100 years plus. Radio frequency, industrial, scientific, and medical band. This is where we got our 2.4 terahertz from, and that's targeted individuals in Havana syndrome as well. 2 radio frequency sinks, one over the heart, one over the bladder. Illegal as fuck, putting RFID chips in people since the 60s with John von Neumann software and architecture. Why and how? So the first line I ever did, I had to destroy because the Pentagon was so pissed at me. And I said, I know why you've done this, because you did it for wireless tissue engineering, which is what's his name is up there with Palpatine, also known as Klaus Schwab, talking about all the time. Okay? So your body is 802.15.6. You're a wide body area network. We fly a drone with sensors, open system architecture, and modified open system approach. We can slap any hardware on the ass end of it. We can log into it with a web portal. We fly it over your home. Now, people who think that CERN, and Tokamak are demon portals are a bit confused. Big fucking magnet under your feet could be the baseboard carrier signal to your cable company or baseline satellite. And we create an electromagnetic field above your head and below your feet. Now, your biofield, your whole fucking body, is inside of 802.15.6. The biosensors are individually accessible with CISA MyTinyOS cybersecurity on 802.15.4. Your wireless sensor networks create radio frequency relays and anything that they need to perturbate cell structure on 802.15.5. And before you say, well, what the hell do they need all that for? Precision artificial intelligence, wireless healthcare. So we break out the internal organs and divide it up, and that's how we're able to make the genetic change if we want to with the CRISPR-Cas9 infusion, which I'll show on a sign here in a moment. Or we can just go ahead and terahertz to gigahertz, gigahertz to terahertz, and exchange out your cell structure. Oh, but they need to practice that. They already did. So what they did was they lied. So first you see a UFO, they radiate your body part known as the biofield. Then you start getting psychic abilities. They're called psionics. Telepathy, empathy, precognition, telekinetics. It's all natural in human bodies. Neurons. And neurons are not only in your brain, they are body-wide. Nobody knows any of that. You're not allowed to talk about any of that. So instead you're told you're a fucking job, take drugs, or else you can't talk to anybody who's normal. The Christians will scare the shit out of you, call you evil. The people that want to wear robes, bleed on the floor, and do stupid shit with the CIA, thinking that they're surfing the astral plane, they end up on the Cisco backplane. And you're like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? Well, they're pulling the neurons out of your body just a little bit at a time and loading them into a neuromorphic chipset. How do you think they got such incredible artificial intelligence in the first fucking place? It's your neurons. And they admit they need living neurons to do what they do. Now, this is where a bunch of people get fucked up with me. And they're like, oh, Sabrina, you're being a doom pillar, blah, blah, blah. There's no way they would pull our neurons out of our body, store them in a chipset, and then take our skin and bone, do what they wanted to with it, lock us underground, and then when we think we're being born, they're putting us back into another body somewhere. And everyone goes, ah! And I'm like, listen, the dimension that we live in, they lied to you about how it works with material physics. You think people are going to burn in fire and brimstone, and this is the part of things you can take it or leave it. But what I saw was that people go into a neuromorphic chipset. It's a plasmonic architecture underground. And that makes sense to me because that's one of the reasons so many people throw it with the system that recycles itself. It's not some big secret. These are jobs. So the wireless body area network, you're sitting there, they fly over, you get radiated, you start having psionic abilities, and they continue to perturbate your biofield. They watch your dreams, they record your dreams, and they record everything you're thinking in real time to databases that are using the ubiquitous and the ambient air molecules all around you. Again, well-minded, or I should say healthy people, they're like, that's way too much micromanagement. Yeah, but if you didn't have a body, and you had no way to have a body, and you're running the world and you're obsessed with control, okay? The next thing is if you get a little too radiated and your bionomics, your bioinformatics fall out of place, or you fall into a liminal space, we can then morph you again with genomics and morphology, transhumanism full on, and turn you into Bigfoot and Wolfman and whatever else. And you can be bilocated, and there's 4D skiffs that they can walk into to be secure from bioweapons. Now, that all sounds nuts, I know. Everybody's like, no, the aliens are here. And I said, no, we make the aliens. And everybody continued to freak out on me, and I'm like, listen, the HemiSync thing, the CIA gateway process, that was you people feeding the databases You're bleeding over the masters for DNA synchronicity and DNA sequence matching. That's your global information grid for your digital twin. And your string theory is bullshit. But we do have a 4D. There's no multiverse. There's just the Nephilim and everybody else. For me, I'm like, how is it that you're not telling anybody that you've got their ass on the cloud with 80% of their immune system locked down? Transcranial magnetic stimulation was what they were doing to me, but they told me I had pseudotumor cerebri. Back in the 90s, they said when you could feel the subtle electrocution, there was no such thing back then as electrosensitive, because they didn't tell anybody they were subtly electrocuting people. They said, no, you have fibromyalgia, you're just a wuss to pain. No, you don't have, you have pseudotumor cerebri, fake brain tumor. Your brain is acting like it has a tumor, but we don't know why. Well, because you're transcranially magnetically stimulating my brain to swell it and deswell it for metrics testing for non-invasive N3 with DARPA. That's fucking why. And I have a Seraphim, and I was removed from the M3 process, which is MPD and DID. You just put an EEG overlay of personality, just a nanolobotomy, a few neurons at a time, and then we can induce your neurons into an alpha state. When we do that, it causes schizophrenia, but only in certain neural networks. And we use that back in the day in the 80s and 90s to check parity for neuron, and brain. Now those products and services are commercial. They are available from the Artificial Intelligence Symposium that you can still go read the transcripts for from September 2020. And that's synthetic telepathy and synchron and brain-to-brain interface, which is, in my opinion, why they needed to hurry up and get the newest backbone deployed, because not enough people knew, of course, because it's their personal private system of walking circles around all the good people who are doing their jobs legally. And none of this has legal oversight. All of it is black projects hidden. So that's why I keep getting pissed at people who claim they're going to sue people. I'm like, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You either don't know what you're talking about, or you're purposely swindling people out of good money because you're not suing anybody. I'm looking for my synthetic biology side. Anyways, so after having all your autoimmune disorders that never go away, I wanted to know, how the fuck did they do this? Well, back in the day, with all these companies that they have with IBM, Fairlongen, and Underground, they just kept going to work. Nobody said a fucking word. Nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. The quantum systems with the IEEE and all that are on. In 2019, well, come on, let's go. Turn on the synchron and the brain-to-brain interface on the back end on a bigger system. What do I mean? Quantum computing, we gave the signature reduction force to people in the white vans a job and a pension. I have longer videos to prove that out. Local logistics started hybridizing themselves with transhumanism. In the 90s, you had non-invasive N3, library access, NIST, NASA, and brain-to-brain web portals. 1995 in Congress. You think they knew? Then in 802.15.4 becomes commercial to all the little nerds in 2005. In 2012, Carrie Majane Group, they all get together and get told, we're doing this. We're going to be deploying in a few years, so get ready. Shut your fucking mouth about anything related to the biofield, just like they took away all of Dr. Robert Young's work in the last 3 years. And then in 2014, brain-to-brain interface became commercially available. Now, with all that additional traffic now between themselves and all the different elites and people that have now thrown in to be transhuman and take over the world, do you think they needed a bigger backbone? COVID has its own data center. They need to make sure that they can change out everybody on a button press remotely. That way there's no worrying about you fighting them or getting in their way. Would you believe that's what's written inside the Pentagon directive? Because it is. They're not worried about you being able to pull your gun. They're only worried about unintended engagement and loss of control of their drones. There was no, interestingly, the Department of Defense Directive 3009 does not refer to positive outcomes as a design criterion. Department of Defense Directive 3009 defines the goal of autonomous systems to avoid negative outcomes, unintended engagement, or experience a loss of control. 2012 for implementation on the 8th of May 2017. And the wide body area network since 1995 and your biosensors since 2005 means nobody got a choice. We have human body or human bonding communication on the RF. Everyone is now a cyborg with soft robotics deployed with the biosensors that are DNA analyte derivative made out of your tissue, talking to satellites on position navigation and timing, NTS-3 accessible, no GPS needed, inside of your body. Your body is the network, your body is the node, your DNA is propagating the signal, no tower required. And that's the same system that I was born to in 1979 that they already had because Grandmother Rosicrucian and everybody else have been working on this for a couple hundred years. With databases and underground computers. How do you make Greek fire? Right. So, for me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Metamaterials? And everybody goes, what's a metamaterial? And I said, well, it's not going to be enough to get it in you with radio frequency due to the line of sight problems and all the other problems that we have with electromagnetic waves and beam forming. And it wasn't enough to have your MAC ID under control with the physical stuff. No. We, for $45,000 a year, sell the ability to log into you, to your loved ones, so that they can do an EEG overlay and they overwrite your brain tissue. Oh, you're just don't with the crazy thing, because people don't really do that to me anymore, and you shouldn't either. So La Quinta La Columna came out and said neuromodulation, neural stimulation, and neural monitoring, and it's excited by the graphene. And everybody goes, oh, and I said, yeah, and radio modulation. And that brings me full circle, radio frequency engineers. How the fuck is it that you don't know that we've had all of these systems going on with the Army, multi-domain sensing system with high accuracy detection exploitation system, patterns of life, to develop the target, C4ISR, September 14th. What the hell? How is it that you don't know? Give me a break. How can that be possible? Over and over again, I'm sitting here trying to figure out why it is that none of you will open up and say anything to anybody, given that you guys have to be the ones that know how this is being executed. But it's demonstrated by the questions I keep getting. They're like, what are you talking about? Well, guys, when you get rid of our wireless body part and you tell everybody nothing exists except what they can see, you get rid of frequency, oscillation, cymatics, the power of sound, optics, radionics, and anything plasma derivative. Good fucking job. Because they connected this wireless body part to telephony in 1922, and they've been doing anything they want to ever since. You didn't tell anybody about synthetic telepathy in 1995. You didn't tell anybody about the wide body area network. You didn't tell anybody about the biosensors. So our youth have been biohacking. Now, damn it, Janet, this 1,500 year or 300 year, however long plan, we get Galileo and Copernicus out there, throw them in front and say, here, we're going to science now. We killed everybody with the Spanish Inquisition that could read books. Go. But that only lasted for 200 years. And that was only in private universities that you were allowed to learn. Then they start killing everybody again until they get back to the 1960s. Why does that matter? For those of you that don't understand from radio frequency what Langland's equation is, or the Rosetta Stone of mathematics, that took us to a new type of quantum encryption to break all the bit series old encryption, with the L function and the meromorphic changing out the polaritons and poles on the complex plane of any toroidal field that we wanted to for modification of the electromagnetic stimulation with quantum underground computers in the quantum space. You took away the body part. You got everybody all fucking confused because they think that it doesn't exist. Put the body part back, and it's real simple. They're piloting you around like a sim. No. Yeah, because Project Looking Glass. Whoa. Yeah, routing radio frequency through the body. 802.15.45 and 6. And then once we line it up with your DNA, well, we have DNA steganography. Did you know that your DNA stores a fuck ton of data for the government? Because it does. Then you have your chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear skiffs that are equally made out of your DNA to protect them from a biofrequency weapon and something called prima materia. Welcome to Project Pandora. I can walk into a liminal space. I can walk into a bioweapon frequency secure skiff. Perfect. Why? Because I'm going to invade the world with my MQ-9 Reapers, pretty fucking magical technology. I showed a picture of a Reaper in 1953. So the medical implant communication system comes online, and we're chipping humans with RFID. The MAC IDs, I was born with one in me in 1979. The HemiSync is the EEG brain connectomes, which is what we use when we're logging in and out because the neuronal loop is closed, says Janich from Machine Learning, who I take the synergist to point out you don't need to lie about what a MAC ID is and what it does. It is a medium access control derivative, and the people out there in radio frequency that work with old equipment or don't know about the body area network, they're like, well, how is it changing all the time? Because you're dealing with WSN, which is wireless sensor networks at a very small scale, and they're moving around and they're talking to each other and recombining themselves. Oh. So Janich in Machine Learning, he's got quite a few subscribers, and so does Anastasia in Tech. And they talk about all the neuron to neuron, brain to brain I'm talking about. Where are you? Probably watching The Sun, which said in December of 2022, oh yeah, we'll need chips in our head in 2100 before anybody can have telepathy. How convenient. What if you're born with it? Well, they're going to take it away from you. Why would they do that? Well, they have brain imaging libraries like Bill that commit changes with CRISPR-Cas9 to your proteins, your peptides, your amino chains, your amino acids. So who's doing all this? Same people that I always saw: medical, sheriff, police, lawfare, Maine military, paramilitary, black projects, geospatial, and Silicon Valley. And why are they doing this? Because they can just log into your ass with Geomancer, determine your location with their lovely little curated data labeling and data curation databases the DoD sold off at the Artificial Intelligence September conference in 2020, symposium rather. Amazing Polly explains in Rwanda how we went down and shot aerosolized nano in the air. But we have to have communication that is secure between certain soldiers. And for that, you're back to the 802.15.6. Modify their biosensors. You can save them from the chemical warfare or the aerosolized by popping different types of bioelectric code and wireless tissue engineering healing. And then the wireless sensor networks can relay on all the other humans that you want to do something different. In the very same way, the spells that we cast on people and save in our spell books over on the GitHub have vector or feature values when they go into a vector after they've mapped the coordinate with Geomancer. And those feature values are your Digi-ID. So they could be anything. And what we do is we order a drone, take a picture over your home of real time with the access that we have, and then we can fire up a generative adversarial neural network, an artificial neural network, or whatever we want, electrocute the air molecules around your head and execute a terahertz bullet, or whatever we want. And that's with your NTS-3, again, position, navigation, and timing of your biosensors, 802.15.4. Starting to see how it's kind of a big fucking deal that you laced everyone's ass to the cloud and told them nothing. And then we had, oh, well, you just can't take pain. Oh, it's a fake brain tumor, but we don't know why. Oh, you're having seizures that make your eyes go bloodshot. We don't know why. Lupus, Lou Gehrig's disease, all the autoimmune disorders. Oh, there's nothing we can do. When you electrocute humans through their own tissue and you don't tell them, and you force their immune system to electrically adhese to nanotech or another body in a different electrical way than what your red blood cells and your neurons need to function, you end up with an autoimmune disorder, an automatic immune fucking problem with the order of operation because you're electrocuting them. Yeah, that's what the biosensors do. Oh, so now, because no one said a fucking thing about subtly electrocuting people, there's your nanomorgellons. Cancer's not my story to tell, but they tell you on the Daily Mail, give you cancer, take it away in 15 minutes. They've had that capability since 1995. Now it's sudden adult death syndrome. Fuck you some more, and no accountability for all this testing that they did with the vaccinations at the different age scales. None of it. Not a fucking bit of it. So what did we end up with? Full circle. The 6G low personal area network, your ass is attached to the cloud. The signal is propagating from you, your body, your DNA. Turn off the signal for Ebola, killing off your loved ones in front of your face. Stop your DNA. Now that's terrifying. That's some real doom pilling. Yeah, that's cybersecurity. Stop the signal. You have to stop the DNA because the body area network is where the signal is coming from. So it won't go away unless you stop the DNA. So you radio frequency people think you might want to get caught up on a technology from 1995? If that's really the situation that we're in? Because the metamaterials are about to make it transhuman very serious. And I will go ahead and pull up the metamaterial guy again, just for you radio frequency hams and people. I have a lot of respect for you guys. I'm very surprised. If you don't know, now's the time. But just like the dudes on the hobby farms, maybe y'all been hanging out in your basements doing cool stuff like you do with your equipment to do testing. And just like the Baba Black Sheep guys who fly their drones for the good reasons, trying to teach young people how cool it is to build a circuit board yourself and make it communicate. And they've weaponized everything, made it super ugly and very difficult to communicate with anybody about this stuff. And especially now, given that the new warfare technology is electrical, and that means telepathy, empathy, and precognition, which are natural abilities in human neurons, those are now the hot commodity. Nobody understands what's going on because you won't admit that they created a cyber-physical backbone because they needed more throughput. And my sign for that is, for some reason, missing. So I'll come back with that. It's synthetic biology. Please take a look at my synthetic biology videos for the glossary and terms And thank you for the people using NanoWork as a touch point. And I hope that this is the simple explanation that doesn't sound bitchy towards you. I'm just so furious that they didn't tell anybody it's a body part, because as you can see, when you get back down to cybersecurity, turn your DNA off. Guys, who's going to want to hear that? So let's educate. It's the W band, and take your body part back. And then, well, what do I do with it all? Biofield practice? I know you don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. It's your body part. You're the best person to know how it works. And if you knew that precognition and empathy are the two most common neuronal abilities, it's not psychic, it's psionic, which is why my website is Synergy. Psi plus energy equals synergy, as in your own biofield, your own psionic abilities, my own neurons. I don't need a wearable to be a telepath or a telekinetic. They purposely practice wireless tissue engineering. That means suppressing your growth, your internal organs, and stunting your brain tissue. No maybes. So if we're actually going to find a way through this, we need people to be honest about what's already been deployed and what is in play with the wide body area network. We can't afford to keep spinning around it, protecting sensor hunters and pretending that it's going to get better. The people that want these systems to change, they're not but murdered for over 20 years. And they want to murder me like every 5 minutes. So now I'm going to go take a walk. God bless y'all out there. Stay with me. I just watched the time rapidly change from 5 o'clock to 5:41 within 12 minutes. On dead homies, bro. We're done.
Grab the phone. Just got off the phone with an old friend of mine who's way smarter than me. And I don't think anyone realizes where we are in the world right now as a society. We are creating something for the first time in human history that is more intelligent than us. We are creating something that requires more energy than we have. I don't want to sound like a doomsdayer, but my God. I have 2 young children. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell them. I don't think anyone knows what's coming. It's not gonna be good.
Okay, y'all, I'm at Whole Foods, and they have this thing that says pay with your palm. Like, I'm not making this up. This is not AI. This is real. Like, this is happening right now. I just met this nice lady. Sorry if you're on camera. But we're just like, no way, y'all. No way. Okay, bye.
What will happen to those who refuse the mark of the beast? What if I told you that in the very near future, you'll face the most important decision in human history? You will be shocked when you find out 10 things that will happen to those who refuse the mark of the beast. Number 1. Banned from buying. The new economic prison. Our first consequence is the most immediate and perhaps the most devastating to unprepared families. The moment you refuse the mark, you become economically dead to the world. Revelation 13:17 couldn't be clearer. No one may buy or sell except one who has the mark. Not some people. Not most people. No one. This isn't partial economic restriction. This is complete exclusion from all commerce. You cannot buy food. You cannot pay rent. You cannot purchase gasoline. You cannot pay for utilities. You cannot buy medicine for your sick children. Now, you might think this sounds impossible. How could any system control every single transaction on Earth? Let me show you how close we already are. In Sweden, cash transactions have dropped to less than 2% of all purchases. Most stores no longer accept physical money. Everything is digital. Everything is tracked. Everything is controllable. Central bank digital currencies are being rolled out globally. giving governments direct control over every penny you spend. These aren't private cryptocurrencies. These are government-controlled digital dollars that can be turned off instantly. But here's what makes this even more terrifying. The technology already exists to link your biometric data to your payment ability. Every digital payment terminal rejects your biometric signature. Your children are hungry, but you cannot buy food. Your rent is due, but you cannot make payment. Your car runs out of gas, but no station will sell to you. This is economic exile. Complete, immediate, devastating. But here's what's truly chilling about this consequence. It's designed to break you psychologically before it kills you physically. The system wants you watching marked families eat while your children starve. They want you seeing marked individuals living comfortably while you lose everything.
Nah, because I'm sitting here just thinking about how in 2020, they told people that they could finally leave back out their houses and go back to work and all those different things if they took something specifically. And it's so interesting that, like, for example, I didn't take anything, okay? And I'm living the same life of those who were manipulated into taking something. I'm working just like them as well. I'm not on lockdown in my house as well. There were zero consequences as well to not taking that thing. And then now all of a sudden it's just gone. Like, no one talks about it. Everyone is trying to act like it really never happened. Everybody's just going about their life as normal. This is why I know people will accept the mark of the beast. Why? Because they told you that you could not leave your house unless you get, They told you that you could not work unless They told you that you could not go to the grocery store unless And it's so interesting that we all, I want to say that it was probably half of the population that took, and half didn't. And we are all living the same lives. And let's not talk about the after effects of it. Now, those of you who know. Those of you who don't, then hey, you'll find out in the comment section.
There's nothing like what we have. And that's why I did that. I made deals with the devil in order to get that done, because we had to improve our military. And also, very importantly, we're the only ones that have this. We call it super technology. Nobody else has it. And nobody else has really near what we have. We do. We have weapons, the likes of which nobody's ever seen before.
Is it like super top secret?
I just said we have the greatest weapons. I didn't tell you what they are. Like a round ball, but it wasn't a comet or a meteor. It was something. You don't see them either. They go through here, they say, what happened? What was that? The most brilliant people in the world who said we cannot duplicate it. We can't. But nobody has them. Not China, not Russia. Nobody has the weaponry that we have. It's far more powerful than people understand. We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have. More powerful than anybody not even close. There's a lot of interest in the people coming from space,
Yes.
And I know you're interested in that.
Oh, very interested in that. How much did they tell you about that?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah. But with today's announcement, we take a major step to bring healthcare into the digital age, something that is absolutely vital. You got to do it. Moving from clipboards and fax machines into a new era of convenience, profitability, and speed, and frankly, better health for people. Under the leadership of Administrator Oz, we're officially launching the CMS Digital Health Tech Ecosystem to give healthcare providers, insurers, and software companies the tools they need to empower Americans with a 21st century experience on health. The key breakthrough we've made is getting many of the biggest names in the healthcare and technology to agree to industry-wide standards for electronic medical records. All of those great companies that you just heard have gotten together with this group of very brilliant people.
I just saw something that said that they created AI so when Jesus returns, half the world won't believe.
Right here in America, for critical components used in Apple products all around the world. And we're thrilled to announce that we've already signed new agreements with 10 companies across America to do just that. First, with today's announcements, I'm proud to say that Apple is leading the creation of an end-to-end silicon supply chain right here in America, from design to equipment to wafer production to fabrication to packaging. In Texas, we're working with manufacturers like Texas Instruments, Global Wafers America, and Applied Materials. We're working with Amcor in Arizona and Broadcom and Global Foundries in New York. Thanks to President Trump's vision, and with his help in his first term, we also led the way to bring TSMC to Arizona by committing to be their first and largest customer. Today, they're producing tens of millions of chips for Apple using one of the most advanced process technologies in America today.
I keep seeing people post that Trump is no longer with us. I don't know where this fake news is coming from, and I don't know who's starting these rumors. I know there was something going around on TikTok and on Twitter or X or whatever, that there was a certain date of expiration for this man. And as of now, there's so much evil eye on Trump. It's ridiculous. People are wishing and hoping for harm to come to this man. And y'all are weird as fuck. Now, I don't agree with everything Trump does, and I'm not a Trump supporter, but you know who I do support? The Most High God. And I've said once before that God is using Trump. God is using that man. So because y'all can't see what's happening, and y'all don't understand what's happening, because y'all are looking physically and not spiritually, God is using Trump, okay? If you just take a second and think about all of the things that are happening, right? All of the attempts on that man, how he's a convicted felon and still president of the United fucking States. God is using Trump. And it looks like things are falling apart because they have to. This shit has to crumble. Y'all do not understand what's going on. Y'all need to tap in spiritually. And for all of y'all low vibrational people who are wishing harm upon another human, y'all are fucking sick. I don't give a fuck what this man did. All of this wishing harm upon him is very, very disturbing. Like, y'all are sick as fuck. And if something happened to that man, do you know who will be the president? Do y'all know how this works? Do you know who's next in line? Y'all think Trump is bad? Y'all gotta open up your minds. Y'all gotta open up your minds. But wishing harm upon another person, the way y'all are doing it, is fucking disgusting. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. God is using Trump.
Y'all really think God created all of this just for us to have 9-to-5s?
Please, enlighten me. How are you Christ-like if you don't hate the government and the church? That's literally who he was. That's literally his whole entire story. He was a revolutionary and a rebel who hated his own heritage and called them vipers and of the synagogue of Satan. He detested religion and the state, who, by the way, are the very people who killed him, wrote a book about him, and gave you a religion named after him. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. Doesn't make it any less true. We should think about that. We should sit with that and meditate on it and figure out what that means.
We all know who killed Jesus. It was the Jews, right? But when does the Bible say that they actually wanted to kill him? It was after he destroyed their money scheme at his temple. In the Bible, all 4 books are very clear that after Jesus drove out and said, you shall not make my house a house of merchandise. It is a house of prayer. That's when they're like, we got to kill him. They have only cared about money since the beginning of time, and it's why they killed Jesus. They killed the most perfect, most amazing man of all time. As I read through the Gospels, he was healing people. He was teaching. He did nothing but good. But they killed him because he told them and told everyone, you have defiled my house. Do not sell in here. And they're like, all right, he's got to go. He's messing with our money. They have been money-minded since the beginning of time. It's not myths. It's not, a funny joke, throw a coin on the ground, they get it. They killed Jesus because he messed with their money. Think about that. Jews don't only care about money. Well, why in the Bible do all 4 books specifically say, after Jesus drove everyone out of the temple and said, you shall not make my Father's house a house of merchandise, it is a house of prayer, that's when they plotted to kill him. They took the most perfect man to ever live that was healing the sick, curing diseases, preaching peace, healing the land, and killed him because he messed with their money. Sad to think about. Killed God over money. Oh, and Jesus was betrayed for what? 30 shekels, dude. They've always been cheap. What the hell?
The red heifer thing is to summon the Antichrist, bro. There are no nukes. Airplanes do not use jet fuel. The earth is flat. There's a giant freaking dome above us called the firmament. Fluoride is rat poison. You cannot get to Mars. Mars is not a real planet. The Curiosity rover was on Devon Island. There was no moon landing. Stars are not what you think they are. Vampires are real. Aliens are fallen angels. Demons. Dinosaurs don't exist. Those are dragon bones. Evolution is complete BS, and the Earth is not millions of years old. Gravity is not even real. It is buoyancy and density working together. That's it. Jesus was black. He's black. He still is black. All the Bible characters are black, dude.
Bro, the devil lives in the ocean with all of his boys. You remember when Jesus casted out that demon and they asked to go into the swine and then they jumped into the water? The ocean is their realm, right? There's a reason why you can't talk to dolphins. It's illegal. Bro, they want you to snitch on somebody for talking to dolphins. NASA started their exploration in the ocean. And then they decided, oh, we didn't finish exploring 90% of the ocean. And let's just look up instead. NASA is bro, the word NASA means to deceive in Hebrew. And they knew what they were doing. They decided to look up instead of down because they know they have found something down there, right? Leviathan. Leviathan is a water monster. The 3-headed beast of Revelation is going to come out of the water. That Atlantis is down there. NASA found something down there and was like, all right, let's switch gears because, no one can know this. No one can know what we found down there. That is their home. The Nephilim were breeding humans and fish and birds and all types of stuff. And God saw that was unclean. The world was unclean and he sent the flood. But the ones that were still able to breathe in water, right? The fallen angels mixing, like genetically altering humans and fish and like Nephilim fish thingies, right? Everyone had Nephilim blood within them. Those things are still in the ocean. You send a flood, you're just increasing their natural habitat. There's something in that ocean, and the ocean realm is where Satan and his posse resides. Lakia.
Several ABC Digital. Wanted to give you the opportunity to swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon. Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Gentlemen. Mr. Cybro.
Yes? If you really walked on the moon, why would you not do that? So why don't you just put the into the record in the argument and put your hand on the Bible, swear to God you walked on the moon.
Mr. Cybro, knowing you, that's probably a fake Bible.
Really? Well, no, it's a real Bible. You have the opportunity to have $5,000.
The meeting is not open.
Well, you have $5,000 cash. You can give it to charity if you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon.
Please
I have
give
the
it to
tape.
charity. It'd be fine.
Why don't you swear to? Why not? Why won't you do it? So why don't you put your hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
Mr. Seibel has made a fool of himself in front of the world. Mr. Seibel, you do not deserve answers.
Oh, you're a Christian in 2025? Congratulations, you are now playing life on Legendary mode. The second you hit new game, follow Jesus, boom, you just unlocked every boss battle in the game, day one. You are now in an open world map cursed with enemy NPCs everywhere. I repeat, spiritual warfare, PvP on all servers. You're going to have little to no in-game allies, and the devil is going to overwhelm you with side quests. You are now at war with dark rulers in high places. But here's the thing, you unlock special armor, the armor of God. You have infinite ammo in prayer. You receive God-given special abilities. And the best part is, after you beat it, you unlock the secret ending. Eternal life, and a resurrected body that is sinless, deathless, diseaseless. Heaven is basically new game plus. And when you finally receive your rewards, you'll look back and thank God that you didn't play life on easy mode with no rules, infinite spawns, button mashing your way through life.
I feel like the middle class, you're the most spiritually safe because you don't see too much. You're not too rich to go see all that corrupt shit going on, but you're not too broke to see the slums. Very, very weird though, because you think the way that people can put on social media is such a good front about how they have their life together when you have a bunch of materialistic items like a penthouse, everything you need to survive physically. They make life look so good, but you just know they're dying on the inside. They don't ever post the raw sides of their self, which is fucking crazy. We gotta get rid of that. We gotta get rid of that. It's a whole delusion we're all trying to move off of. I'm not moving off of. I'm good off that. You know, I'm gonna stay raw, stay true, stay pure. I don't gotta be perfect. I'm gonna stay pure. I'm always gonna show my ugly side. I'm never just gonna be the person that shows my perfect side anymore. I used to be that same kind of person, but I don't like that. I feel much more freedom, being able to express my true feelings, and it took me so long to even get to this point. So why the fuck would I throw it away now? Just because somebody else had a temporary emotion of how I felt, you know, or how I was. It doesn't bother me. They can say that thought about me if they want. But yeah, I feel like you middle class, I don't know. It's kind of good to get a little bit of experience though. Of the slums, not so much sure like the rich. I feel like you under all types of surveillance when you get too rich, too known. But as far as the slums, though, you get like a nasty, dirty environment you get to kind of experience with and learn from, grow from, get out of it, you know. But after that, it's like, you know, I've gotten out of that nasty environment. I don't want to get too rich. I don't want to know too many elite, evil people. No, thank you. Much rather stay with God. Much rather drift the fuck away from those people, just disappear with, you know, a whole community.
Listen to me very carefully. If you manage to break out of the programming while living in America, you a goddamn superhero. I don't care what nobody says. America got one of the strongest programming systems on this planet. They not letting their people go. They don't care about all the other countries. Between the bills, the 40 hours a week, the poisoned ass food, the temptation of scrolling on the internet, the drugs and alcohol on the weekend, the gossiping with the girls, the fake success on top of that religion, if you can disconnect from all of that chaos and actually go within, tap into your higher self, connecting with God inside you, you gotta be protected at all costs. Cause at that point, you damn near the next Harriet Tubman. Baby, free us. But if you're seeing right through all the bullshit around you, just like me, and waking up, follow this page, because, baby, we ain't stopping. We see through the illusion. You can't fool us now. The veil is lifted.
60 AD was 1,964 years ago. The devil don't want me to get this message out, y'all. I swear, y'all, I'm not doing... Ooh! The devil don't want me to get this message out. For everybody who needs proof of Jesus and says, oh, well, there's no proof, it don't make sense, or, oh, that don't make sense, there's no proof, or how do I know there's no proof? I swear on everything, I'm not doing this, yo. Devil don't want me to get this message out, bro. For everyone who says things like that, which I used to be one of those people, but that was the last recorded, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure from what I've researched, that was the first record account of Jesus was in 60 AD. That was, y'all, I swear on my life I'm not doing this. All right. That was 1,964 years ago. What the 1,964 years ago. Do you know how powerful a story has to be to travel and make it that long? It's now 2025. 60 AD. Do you know how powerful a story has to be? Do you think that a story that isn't true would make it that long? Do you think that it would make it that long? With, mind you, lots of other people have doubts and have had doubts. Doubts is not a new thing. Even when Jesus was in people's face, like showing miracles, there were doubts from people. Do you think that that story would have made it this long if it wasn't true? It was true. And the devil don't want me to get this message out, y'all. This is crazy. This is crazy. Y'all, Jesus is real. Jesus is king. It is time to repent. You are seeing this for a reason. Jesus loves you. Come home to him. This is crazy.
Does God have anyone else on a mission where you're supposed to tell everyone that Jesus is not only real and that he's coming back, but it's going to be much, much sooner than we've all thought?
I want you to hear my heart carefully. Everywhere I go around the nation, I'm trying to warn, hear the word, warn, as many followers as possible. That time is running out on us. No, hear me, I'm serious. I'm not playing around with you. Just like there's a clock in this room, counting backwards somewhere, hear me. God has set a clock on humanity. No, I'm serious, and it is counting backwards to the end of the age, and it will strike zero. And the only question that matters is if you're alive at that time is, will you be found faithful when that clock hits zero? At some point in time, we gotta stop playing around with your Christian walk. We can't keep coming into rooms like this and running out of rooms like this and remain the same. You can't keep thinking because you're young, you have all this time in the world, or because you're old, you still don't have a calling. Now is the hour to be right. Now is the hour to run after Christ with your whole heart.
You saying we're in our last days?
I do believe that.
How long? Is that a year? Is that 100 years? Like, and what should we be doing? If we're in our last days, what should we be doing to prepare? If
Bro, you know, but nobody's ever asked me that before. You know, like in the spring, let's just say this. You know, like when fall is coming, what happens to the leaves outside when fall is coming? They turn brown.
Yep.
They fall off the tree and they wither. We know by what we see happening with the creation, we know that the fall is coming. In the same way, we're not ignorant of the end times because the scripture tells us that there are things that's going to be happening in the end times. And when you see all these things happening, you know that the end is near. Like, for example, the scripture says, in the last days, men will be lovers of money. In the last days, the love of people will grow cold. In the last days, children will be disobedient to parents. In the last days, people will be led astray. In the last days, many fall. So all throughout the New Testament, there are signs of what God told us would happen in the last days. And for those of us who read the Bible, for us, it's like seeing the leaves falling off the tree. So I am not ignorant of the fact that we're living in the last days. I do believe that time is running out, that the Lord is going to return soon, and we don't have all this time we think we have. There are people watching right now think they got all this time to get right with God, and tomorrow is not promised to them. So the same way I know that winter is coming because the leaves are falling off the tree, is the same way I know that the end is coming to all the things the Bible says. These things are going to be happening these last days. In fact, Jesus said, when you see all these things happening, you know that the end is near. So when I say time is running out, this is not just a slogan I'm saying from the pulpit to make people afraid. I talk like that to open people's eyes. I talk like that for people listening to understand, like, yo, why are you pursuing your bags? And why you're trying to get married? And why you're believing for husbands and boys? Why we're busy doing all this stuff, that this thing is about to come to an end very soon. And the only thing that's going to matter is who was with God and who is not. At the end of the day, Neo, let's say the Lord cracked that sky next week. Everything that I built is not going to matter after that. Everything you built is not going to matter. Everything society's chasing is not going to matter, bro. The only thing that's going to matter is who believed and who did not believe. And so when I say on my social media page or from the pulpit, time is running out, this is me trying to encourage as many people as possible with what breath you got in your lungs. Get right with God now. Get right with the Lord now. Be close to God now, because we do not know how much time we have left. Yeah.
You're not listening. Pay attention. None of this shit makes any sense, okay? I applied to 10 jobs in 2 weeks, and I got turned down from all of them. Somebody explain to me, why the fuck do these people
put jobs on Indeed if they're not going to hire you? Why the fuck do we have to pay income tax? Why is there an income tax? Where's the money going? Don't say it's for the infrastructure. Go look at fucking China. Their shit looks better than ours. Doesn't make sense. I have no fucking money. I need help. What's going on? When the fuck are we going to stop letting these people fuck us over like this? The government is not on our side. This shit, this is poison. This is killing me and you slowly. Can't find nowhere else to fucking work. Jobs that I'm qualified for won't fucking hire me. I don't have a fucking record. What did I do wrong?
What if we all just walked off our jobs? Tomorrow, what are they gonna do? We bring the country to its knees in 24 hours. Remember during COVID when they said airlines couldn't even survive a month or two without going bankrupt? Hold the country hostage until they give in to our demands. Livable wages, affordable healthcare, affordable education. Just fuck it. This system was put in place to keep everyone sort of in check. I mean, I get society has to function. I know we need jobs, we need order, we need all that stuff. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but at the same time, the system needs to break so that we can rebuild it properly. Because it's not working for most of us right now. The next American Revolution doesn't need to involve cannons or like Civil War style revolting, which is how I always picture a revolution. Just stop paying your bills. And then said, hey, this is how we're gonna run things from now on. We would all have control. It's the ants versus the grasshoppers from A Bug's Life. It's really that simple, but everyone is just a sheep. Everyone is too scared. These jelly beans are delicious. Fear is the reason for complacency, and that's why nothing ever changes.
What if we all just like did it? Like collectively, we were all like, nah. And when they're like, but you gonna be, we just go, no.
Have you realized yet? Have you realized yet that there is no fight? That we don't need to fight the system? That all we need to do is agree to stop playing the game and the game shuts itself off. I love you all.
I have been publicly conspiring to overthrow the government for the last 20 years. I don't pay taxes. We did not ask for permission to build our family homestead. We are 100% off-grid and we are living free. I've spoken about this on hundreds of podcasts and radio shows. And why am I not in jail? Because our strategy is one of service and stewardship and abundance. We are conspiring to overthrow this governmente, which means control the mind, by freeing the mind. We are conspiring to overthrow and overstand the government by offering service and abundance and ideas that are much better than the ones that the government are working with now. That's why I'm not in jail. That's why a government agent came here 2 years ago, and after chatting with me for 15 minutes, he left with tears in his eyes, and he said, "You are right, and I will never bother you again." My friends, the idea whose time has come stronger than all of the armies of the world is what we are demonstrating. Faith, courage, and stewardship, which results in abundance, and then service is our ultimate tactic in this war, in this game of life. The service of sharing our surplus with our community. If you want to come check us out, if you don't believe me, if you think this is crazy, come visit sometime. We'll show you around. It's galtslanding.farm, Galts landing.farm.
Who's going to start the revolution for us to throw over the government?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The ones who can do this shit, bro, is Gen Z, bro. We just gotta stop playing and come together. Nah, for real though, bro. We was to lock in, bro. It has to come together as a community twin. Bro, we'll be the most unstoppable generation of all time, bro. Nah, for real though, the government would not be able to fuck with us, gang.
I'm calling all 340 million United States citizens to action. It's time for a blackout. September the 17th is Constitution Day, and I think this is the perfect day for a blackout. What do I mean by blackout? I mean black out the system. Right now, the U.S. government is making decisions using our tax dollars, doing things that we do not agree with. September the 17th is Constitution Day, and we will not be doing anything on that day except for loving our friends, our family, and our community. No work, no projects, nothing. No transactions. We're taking that day off. We're blacking out the system. Every business, not just Walmart, not just Amazon, not just Target, every organization, we're blacking them out. Everything. We're gonna shut down the whole United States economy for one day. Now listen, it's impossible for this to be effective if everyone isn't involved. So what I need from you is to share this video. I need you to comment. I need you to follow. I need you to make sure that this penetrates every single TikTok feed before September the 17th. They've been playing too many games with the United States citizens. And it's time for us to stand up, join this movement, and make sure you hashtag black out the system. This is the time we start showing that we have the power in our hands.